Hello, everybody. Welcome to Irongeek Cast number 64, Hot Chicken. I decided to call it that because my next trip is going to be down to Nashville.
Yo, how's it going?
Hot chicken.
Number 6. All right, let me stop that loop back. How's everybody doing today?
Doing all right.
Swell.
Nice.
It was a long day. Mother-in-law leaving to go back to the Philippines today. Missed the first flight thanks to my wife and I. Got on a later flight, and so she's currently in the air.
Nice. Where is she flying out of?
Ohio, Columbus.
Okay. Nice. Cool.
Yep, fun.
Long flight, I guess.
Oh yeah, it's let's see. She will get there at noon our time tomorrow.
Man.
So
Yeah, Philippines is essentially half the world. Well, the other side of the world.
yeah, it's almost exactly the opposite side of the world. They're 12 hours from us, or 12-hour time difference.
Am I saying our exact parallel on the opposite side is someplace on, well, maybe not you, where I am in Indiana, probably close to Ohio. It's someplace in Korea.
It's probably north. Hey, Caprico started talking and laughing, and Jack's here.
Yeah,
I think he's had
internet finally decided. Yeah, the internet's being real crap.
And Captain,
Nice.
you got some. Well, I didn't quite catch all that. Something about a game that you're going to be developing.
Yeah, so the game development or the minor that I'm doing while I'm studying abroad is in game development. So the first half of the semester is like all theory and like code or how do you code video games and stuff like that. And then the second half is the entire class or the entire minor, I should say, gets together and we build a game and try to get it as close to an alpha as we can. And then we present on it for the school, and then we're also planning on going to a couple of indie conferences with it if all pans out correctly.
Cool. Computer game, I'm assuming, not console. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not. We're not going to worry about licensing at this point. And the cool part about it is I was messaging the guys earlier. Is that the concept that we're creating, or the game concept that we are going to build, is actually a concept that I came up with for the class. So that's also super cool.
Yeah.
So we're building my game essentially.
That's awesome.
Nice.
What's the idea for the game?
Classified.
Nice.
Is
it gonna be like a
I don't want to take up the podcast.
At least the genre.
Yeah, the genre.
First person shooter, robots.
Think if Blade Runner and Heavy Rain had a child and are similar to kind of.
Man, your internet does
And
something.
yeah. Yeah, it does. Everyone's having a party right now.
Wait, how about you? Any projects? Anything going on?
Me, I want to try to set up like an email server, like off of a Raspberry Pi that I have. But the stuff that I've been seeing, I see that's like can be a bit of an endeavor. But yeah, apparently I think that Mary did something like that. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Groovy.
Sorry, what was that?
I said groovy.
Yeah, it's cool.
How about you, Jack?
Groovylicious.
Jack?
Jack.
I can't talk about certain things that I worked on.
Well, let's
just beep it out.
let's jump into what is going on in the show notes. First item I have, this is the first item I added this week. You all been following the knife bans and so forth in London?
Yeah, I thought they did that a while ago.
I did as well.
Yeah, Sadiq Khan said some. Well,
Because I thought they were to the point of like trying to ban sale of plastic knives to 18 and over.
I haven't even heard that. Yet Sadiq Khan says this silly shit about no excuse. There is no reason to carry a knife. Anyone who does will be caught, and they will feel the full force of the law. And I'm thinking, opening packages, slicing up cardboard to dispose of. There's people who carry knives all the time. Some hashtag that Nightshade started about, every time you use your knife, tweet about it.
Well,
Nice.
It's an unfortunate side effect due to the UK's prohibition against certain weapons, handguns. So you have a increase in stabbings by use.
Correct.
And so because of those increase in brutal fucking stabbings, they decided to attack knives.
I don't know. I think you could always fork somebody too.
Well, yeah, of course, but
Or screwdriver.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
which I have a feeling that's probably going to come next. Unfortunately, unfortunately, I never heard of anybody getting beat to death with a cricket bat over there. So
only in zombie films.
Hey, there's a first time
we
for
have
everything.
the example of that in what was that movie with it's not Hot Fuzz, it's the same guys though, Simon Pegg.
Yeah, that would be Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, Shaun of the Dead, you're right. Yeah, they used a cricket bat against the zombies there, so we already have the example. It's all the meme is already in the culture.
I'm just saying real world examples, like youth walking around like we used to as kids, to the point of where the state of Kentucky now outlaws somebody having a baseball bat. If you have a baseball bat in your trunk, you better have a ball and glove with you.
That's good to know, and that's interesting.
That's fine.
Yeah, Kentucky's usually pretty liberal in the classic sense of the word liberal when it comes to gun laws. I mean, there's some things you can't carry concealed, but I mean, they're fine with open carry too, aren't they?
Yeah, but if you get caught in the city of Louisville with just a baseball bat in your trunk, so
you're telling me if I go to the Louisville Slugger Museum and I pick up a souvenir, I could be in a world of hurt.
Definitely gonna get taken down.
No, it's only for certain areas west of 9th Street. If you're caught driving around and they search your vehicle and find out that you got a baseball bat in your trunk, because it implies that you're out doing other things other than RBIs.
So what if you have the baseball bat and you cover the top third of it with barbed wire?
Then you're caught. I'm just telling you this from experience, or so I've heard.
Wait, you can't back out of that statement.
See, I'm glad you get to have these experiences and I can just learn from it.
Cool. You can keep a rifle in the back of your trunk, can't you? Or is that? I'm not sure about Kentucky. You had to look it up.
Yeah,
I was going to say, I know.
I'm just saying. When I was in my 20s, I was caught with a baseball bat in my trunk. It was there because I worked nights and in some very fucking shady areas, and so they tried to charge me with that, and then the cop let me off by saying, next time I catch you with a bat, make sure you have a ball and glove in there. So
that sounds like it might just be the generic police intimidation of young people. Like,
yeah,
I've had a sword in the past in my car. I think I still have a tomahawk.
I know at one point, I forget if it was Kentucky or Tennessee, but at one point the open carry laws of one of those two states was fine so long as the firearm, the handgun was completely visible. And I had read that a lot of people were like Velcroing a holster to the dashboard of their car so that you could see, like while they're driving around, you could see that the gun was there through the windshield, and that was apparently perfectly legal. I think the laws have since changed, but this was like maybe 15, 20 years ago.
Oh, quick, I'll show you. I got this thing recently. I got some more magazines. This one has these cool little window features, so you can actually see how many bullets you have left.
That is nice.
But you're going to be out at Mary's, right?
Yep.
Mark.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm planning on giving a little.
I need you to show me how to properly clean and care for my AR-15.
Yeah, I was planning. I talked to Mary, and so now we've got like a gun clinic on the schedule. So I'll be going over because I'm hoping that other people with ARs are going to show up, but I'll be going over like proper field stripping of the firearms. I know how to field strip and how you clean it, and also how to clear more common jams. Although on an AR-15, if it's jamming, you probably didn't clean and lubricate it properly. And number two, it's probably been a long time since you did anything with it. I've neglected a lot on my rifle, and it still ejects just fine. Like I need to clean the gas system, according to one of my friends.
On my AR-15, I noticed that unless I slam that magazine up in there, one of the magazines it doesn't feed real well from. And probably the whole idea of a forward assist, I think that's what it's called, right? Forward assist.
Are you talking about putting the magazine in the mag well, or are you talking about stripping the first round off when you close it? Okay. Oh. Well, your rifle is new, correct?
Yes.
I would wait until you have maybe 500 rounds through it, and then so that everything's kind of like worn in and broken in a little bit. And see if that does anything first, and then if not, it's also possible that you have a bad magazine. That occasionally,
I was going to say,
other magazines fed better. The one it came with is the one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the cheapest. That's the cheapest solution is to replace the magazine first.
Yeah, other magazines I tried seem to work okay.
Okay.
I need to get more rounds though, because I bought 60 rounds. So I'm gonna buy some more in bulk after taxes are paid.
Wait, those will be gone in like 2 seconds, right?
I pull the trigger pretty damn fast. Take a little bit longer than that.
But it's a semi-auto.
It's a fully semi-auto.
Yeah, fully semi-auto.
Automatic rifle. Oh, sorry. Actually, before this later on, because we actually got a bullet point in the show notes about home defense at the end. So next up, and thanks for adding that to the show notes about Nightshade and his knife reason hashtag.
Oh yeah, I added that in there.
Cool.
Just because I object to the idea that the tool or the weapon is the problem when people commit crimes. And what Mayor Sadiq Khan of London, when he tweeted out that no one has any reason to carry a knife, I was like, well, let's show the mayor of London all the reasons we use knives for. So I started the hashtag knife reason, spelled KNIFEREASON. And every time I use one of my knives or one of my multi-tools in my daily life, I let them know that I'm using it. And I'd like everybody to use the knife reason hashtag and tweet at Mayor of London, at Sadiq Khan, with the knife reason hashtag. So every time you use a knife, like for something legitimate, like, hey, I ate a steak, I cut it up with a knife, or you can go on my timeline at Nightshade on Twitter, NITESHAD. I've got a few on there already because I just made some like bread out of the box with my niece and needed a knife to cut open the bag inside the box. So, like for the mix. But yeah, so every time you use a knife reason hashtag, and add the Mayor of London's Twitter account in there too. I'd love to see him spammed with it.
Is it really Mayor of London? Is his Twitter?
It's at Mayor of London is his official, is like the official Twitter account of the office of the Mayor of London. Oh, okay. He also apparently has a personal account, or a somewhat personal account, that's at Sadiq Khan, SADIQKHAN.
Yeah. Nice.
So I always put all that in there, so I know that I'm like definitely getting in his timeline there, and I would just like to see it grow.
So now, is it London proper or is it City of London? Because those are two different places.
So as far as I know, he's the mayor of the City of London in London, England.
No, it's just that the City of London, that's the financial part of London.
Well,
and they have their own separate mayor.
I think he's the mayor of London, like Greater London, as far as I know. I could be wrong. All I know is Sadiq Khan is the one who said no one has any reason to carry a knife. So he's the person I'm interested in educating about all the reasons I carry a knife. None of which are for harming my fellow humanity, by the way.
I don't know, sometimes it's a good reason to put holes in somebody.
Yeah, and I carry other things for that. Other better tools for that job.
Well, we'll get back to that in a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ice picks.
Kava report. I was a recent cast. Ricky recommended I try Kava as an alcohol substitute that mellows you out and all that. And I tried it, maybe a slight mellowing effect, but I can't say I had a whole lot of effect on it. Maybe I didn't need it for long enough. You know, there's this whole he spends like 6 minutes with it in like a little bag, and needs it in the warm water, and it doesn't taste very good. It doesn't taste bad.
So I heard a little bit of, or I read a little bit of your conversation. Explain what kava is and like how you're supposed to make it.
It's some kind of Polynesian root that they will grind up, and it's not grind up to its instant powder, but it's like tea. And you're supposed to put it in warm water, not hot, because hot waters kill the the alkaloids or whatever that's in it. And you're supposed to like put it in like a bag and put it in a bowl and knead it with the water and get all the juices going through it, or juices through it. I mean, get the water to soak up all the chemicals in it, and do it like 6 to like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I've tried using the blender. That was quicker. And then when you drink it, it's also a calming effect, and first effect you notice it numbs your tongue a little bit.
Huh.
But it's supposed to have some sedating effects, and Ricky was comparing it to alcohol without a hangover, but I can't say I had any effect on it, and I was actually using over the dose he recommended.
Okay.
But maybe I wasn't kneading it properly. I don't know.
Definitely sounds interesting.
But that's the Kava report, but I was meant more for Ricky, but Ricky's not on today. All right. Google Hangouts in Linux, how does that work? Not sure who added that. I've never tried Google Hangouts in Linux, so anybody got anything to report?
Well, I'm just having problems getting it to work, and I'm wondering. Well, the other thing was I was using Firefox, which apparently Google has decided to abandon support of Firefox and other browsers. So
yeah, that doesn't work on my OS 10 either. I used to use Firefox for the first few casts, then I had to switch to Chrome.
Yeah, that's what I'm using Chrome and Mac OS. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so basically, if I switch to Chrome, I can use my laptop, no problem.
Should be able to. Yeah, I use Chrome on Linux. So.
Okay, awesome. Problem solved. Problem staying solved.
Yeah. Boom.
All right, well, that issue disappeared quickly. Mark Zuckerberg speaks out in front of Congress about hate speech and children addiction. So I haven't actually watched all the videos. I've heard some synopsises. Also, didn't he get in it with Ted Cruz a little bit about a censorship?
Yeah, that's what the second link was that is in the show notes, or that second YouTube link under point, I guess 4 now. Yeah, it basically was, from my point of view, it just like looked like Cruz was trying to push a political agenda and be like, oh yeah, like you censor conservatives because you're a left-leaning fuck or something like that. And I'm like, really? There's bigger issues to fry here. So I don't know. And then he brought up Palmer Luckey in the hearing during his questioning as well, which I thought was funny. To be honest, it's like just so out of the ballpark that I was like, I don't even know who that is. So I also posted that in the show notes as well.
Yeah,
I know
I
who
had no
Palmer
clue
Luckey
who
is.
it was.
Yeah, Palmer Luckey invented the Oculus Rift and then sold that to Facebook for like $1 billion or more.
Yeah,
and then apparently he incited
$2 billion.
Then after that he incited the ire of Silicon Valley because it turns out he's politically conservative, and I think he donated to the Trump campaign. I'm not sure about that, but basically they
He not only donated to the Trump campaign, he also donated to anti-Hillary campaigns, and he also dedicated to yours truly, the Zodiac killer, Ted Cruz.
so now there's the connection.
He donated $5,400. So apparently $5,400 is enough to have your Congress representative go out and start trolling Facebook with your name.
Hey, that could be a good investment eventually. And it's a tax write-off, I think.
Political donations are not tax deductible. Which is sort of interesting because like a lot of people are saying that now that independent counsel or independent whatever Robert Mueller is, whatever his title is, after the raid on Trump's lawyer, a lot of people are saying like, oh, well, they're going to get definite confirmation of this payment to Stormy Daniels. Well, if Trump self-funded his campaign and they were saying that would be considered a campaign donation or whatever, it's like, well, first of all, it's not
You're breaking up
the campaign, and secondly, it's a cool. Hang on, I'll be back.
I'll be back.
Stop going for jogs while we're having the cast.
Yeah. Daniel thing, I have no idea what actually happened there. I can just easily believe it. Trump has been a philanderer quite often. Then again, a lot of people who have become president have been philanderers. So it's not exactly high on my list of things to care about.
Yeah, and it was something, if it did happen, it happened years ago. So who cares?
I'm more concerned about ill thought out tweets or statements like, first we take the guns, then we do the due process. I'm like, which he rolled back on. But that doesn't mean, and also the diplomacy via Twitter, no.
Let's not and say we didn't.
That doesn't sound like a good idea to you?
Not so much.
Have you ever had a productive conversation on productive diplomacy action on any social media platform?
Not so much.
Hey, I'm waiting for it to happen.
Well, when it happens, screenshot it and show it to me so I have proof that it actually can happen.
Heck yeah, I will.
Well, I would give you screenshots, but
there's this whole like NDA thing, and wait, on Twitter, on a public forum.
That's right.
It was interesting. It was interesting to me that all the stuff that I saw in related subjects to the videos that that were posted in the show notes, it was just crap about Zuckerberg himself rather than why he was actually there, which was for wasn't it for the Cambridge Analytica thing? Was why he was there?
Yes.
I think so, yes.
And the stuff is going all over the place.
Yeah, so why aren't we seeing way more coverage on whatever? I know why. Why am I asking that question?
One word: politics.
Yeah, I'm like, because politicians are all crooks and they want to push their own political agenda. Yay!
Yeah, one interesting thing that came out of that was, I think we have it in the notes somewhere here. I don't know, children addiction, but did you guys even know there was like a Facebook for 12 to 18-year-olds that's like a sub account from the parents?
Yeah.
No.
No.
I had never even heard of it.
Weird. It's like Facebook Kids or something like that. Weird.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's something where the parents can be able to see everything that the kids are doing on Facebook, which is actually a good idea, but next to nobody's ever heard of it.
I have, only because my my ex has her son underneath that, and that's how she found out that that he got reported for trolling.
Oh boy.
So, he got reported for trolling.
Here's how that call went. Your son is just like you. He's trolling. I just caught him.
No, it's not my kid.
Oh,
And she sent me the email that she got from Facebook, and I was just laughing because it was straight up some stuff that I would have said to somebody.
So you are an influencer.
No, I'm not. No, I mean, I just thought it was funny. I was like, I mean, you know, it was just a warning email, so I was like, I don't care. That shit's funny.
All right, what the hell? Owie?
Owie.
Wow.
Owie?
That feels beautiful.
Owie, you're calling the wrong thing, I think. You're calling me, you know, what you doing? All right. Yeah, the hangout should be in the link should be in there. So I'm gonna shut this window down. Just join the hangout.
I'm not sure if it's full though, so I'll try again.
Okay, it shouldn't be full yet. So
We got S6 on here.
the point has come up that when we have 10 people, it does get to where we're talking over each other. But I don't want to necessarily tell anybody they can't join. So I'm not sure exactly how we can, you know, make it easier for us not to talk over each other.
Raise your hand, and Adrian will call on you.
Yeah, okay. I'm not having my face on camera. I'm good.
Yeah, that's what too bad. Other like video conferencing systems have something where you can like do a raise hand thing, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he's in.
Hey, Owie, I need some Grippos.
Huh?
Hey, Owie, since you're in the store, I need some Grippos. Can you pick me up some Grippos?
What are Groupos?
They're barbecue potato chips out of a company in Cincinnati.
I'm not at the store though.
Yeah, that's just looks like his room.
And that has been Random Thoughts with Jack.
No, I mean I thought I saw store shelves.
Oh, he's a prepper.
Yes, I am in a way.
And you got to remember, he lives in his parents' basement. So
Yeah, pretty much.
Nothing wrong with that.
The third HackerCon we had, that was several years ago, but the theme of it was actually prepping.
Cool.
I gave my talk on EMP.
yeah, see, I'm not like a major prepper or anything, but I definitely keep enough supplies to get through a short while. And even my parents growing up, we always had, like you said, you know, you thought you saw the shelves. My parents down in the basement, they do have probably 20 foot of shelving, 4 levels high, and they keep stuff that would get them through probably at least a month.
My great grandmother was something like that. There's still sugar up in my brother's house. He inherited it from mom, who inherited it from great uncle, who inherited it from great granddad. She died in like, I don't know, 80, but because she went through the Great Depression, there's still like sugar. She like bought up a bunch of sugar to keep up in the attic, which is probably, I don't know what, I guess sugar doesn't exactly spoil, but I have to imagine something's gotten into it at this time.
Well, I think the main thing with sugar, if it gets moisture in it, you know, I think it'll start to clump and solidify some. Kind of like with salt.
But then again, it's good trading items.
Heck yeah. Well, that's like whenever a natural disaster happens, everybody goes out and buys like bread and milk, and like how many loaves of bread does one person eat during a normal week? Why don't they buy anything else?
Because, you know, French toast for everybody.
Heck yeah. Having a party.
French toast is the survivalist food.
Dude. We all need more beef jerky. And Slim
Yeah.
Jim. Snap it to a Slim Jim! I need to pull up the show notes real quick, see what the fuck we're even talking about.
We're on the Mark Zuckerberg and Congress thing, but we very quickly got off topic.
Dude, Zuckerberg in Congress. Holy shit. It's like, I mean, I don't even know how. I mean, it was very clear they were softballing him. They could have easily nailed him to a cross in there, and they didn't.
For what?
Dude, antitrust.
Well, he doesn't really have a. I mean, they're all competitions. There's other social networks someone could use with similar functionality. It's just.
What's up? Ow!
What's up, Charles?
Happy
What's up?
day. I'm sorry, Adrian. I just had to make my announcement. Go ahead, continue.
It's all good. I mean, there are competition out there. Like Minds would be a competition, and what's some of the other ones out there? There's one that apparently a lot of alt writers supposedly went to. I don't remember Gab AI, and they're all. They're not really a monopoly. They're not really, but functionally they are. Because I mean, well, how does it? People also used to think of MySpace as being kind of like the main social network, and it took only a couple of years for Facebook to replace them completely.
Yeah, that's true. So here's a question. With Zuckerberg, right? To me, didn't he seem like he looked a little disheveled on the interview?
He looked like he was a deer in the headlights.
Mm-hmm.
He looked like he was freaking Data from Next Gen.
I know.
Dude, I saw that. Israel, I saw that exact comment be said on one of those videos in the show notes, because I just thought about looking through the comments and seeing what people were saying, and that was an exact comment.
Yeah, if you guys check my Twitter, I actually made a little meme that's like Zuckerberg right there. Then I put a Star Trek outfit on him, and then I put Data in there, like in the exact same frame.
You know what's worse?
No, what?
Worse is that he's probably not even Data. He's probably Lore, Data's brother.
That's true. Thought somebody did comment on that, but Data works so much better in this instance.
Yeah, is it?
So about the show notes, the Palmer Lucky thing. Oh boy, have I got a comment on this one.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Hit it.
Sweet.
So, who here knows what Palmer Lucky is famous for? How he got rich?
Oculus Rift.
Being
Exactly.
smart.
So when Lucky sold to Facebook, a lot of the VR community panicked and was like, "Oh, well, that's the end of that."
I remember that. Yeah.
I don't necessarily have anything against him. I mean, you support who you support, etc., yada yada yada. That being said, and I'm gonna be real about this. I mean, in a way, I think he got an unjust bad rap. But in another way, I think it was handled improperly as well. It's like, if people can't support the fact that people have their own political preferences, they need to fuck off. And I think honesty and upfrontedness, instead of this shell game the way they handled it, would have been a better way to handle it.
I mean, what exactly did he do wrong? Did he, he donated to Trump, so
It wasn't him that did it wrong. It was, frankly, Facebook tried to pull the never mind the man behind the curtain shit. And then again, the VR community in particular is extremely left-leaning, so that could have caused issues there as well.
But to quote Zuckerberg, it was a personnel issue.
I know.
It's like,
was he still working for? Yeah. When they bought it, he was still working for what they bought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The biggest controversy, I don't think, was Palmer, though. I think it was the stuff involving John Carmack, but he's still there, and it wasn't political.
I haven't heard about John Carmack in years and years and years. I know he was one of the main developers of Quake, right?
Yeah, he's now the CTO over at Oculus. The thing with Carmack was that apparently ZeniMax, also known as Bethesda, thinks that Carmack stole trade secrets and handed them over to Oculus.
Okay.
I don't know. The whole thing is a mess.
Hey, so did any of you guys actually, or not actually, but did you watch, say, an hour of yesterday or today of the questioning?
Yes.
No, not an hour.
So I tell you what, I'm pretty sure if we go back and actually somebody out there in the world listened to the entire thing, I think these senators asked the same questions 20 plus times, because it just seemed like Zuckerberg was saying the exact same thing over and over and over. And I know a couple of them asked almost the exact same things, except, they're looking their little piece of paper and had no clue that somebody else actually said something. But he was just repeating himself quite a bit.
Go ahead.
Yeah, there was something similar to that when I watched the Comey hearing. It was a lot of that same kind of thing where they were asking like almost the same question, and kind of a different like severity of that thing. But every time that they were asking a question, they like added like this one little thing to like push their own political agenda kind of deal.
It's also an interrogation tactic.
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
No, it's not. It wasn't so much of an interrogation tactics. What they do when you get called in front of these committees is that they will give the lawyers the questions they're going to ask ahead of time, and then the lawyers are able to carefully craft a statement or a response. So as they're reading their questions, he's reading his responses that have been crafted by these lawyers, and yeah. So you're not really getting any kind of information because the lawyer's out to protect their clients, and of course, they're not really trying to piss him off because come this year they're going to need some of his monies.
Yeah.
And they're going to need to be able to advertise on Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, but yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting. Mark quite a few times said, I'm glad you asked that. That's a really excellent or really good question. I mean, just over and over. It's like, really? All these guys are asking that good of questions? And then it almost seemed to me like kind of a horse and pony show.
That's all it is.
Yeah. I mean, because I'm watching them and listening to them, and they're not, I mean, they're listening to what he's saying, but they're still fully going on with whatever their agenda is, because half of them don't understand what he's saying, especially when it comes to technical matters. And it's like, it doesn't matter what he says. They either are or are not going to regulate, but based upon none of what he says.
They're not going to do shit. It's just, everybody gets their moment. Everybody gets to get the chance to, get that little sound bite.
Yeah, I think
unless they did something equal, unless Facebook did something completely fucking heinous, and then of course they're going to come in and it's going to be hostile.
Yeah, I feel like the only reason they even have him there is to, be able to broadcast it out there and say, hey, we got Mark Zuckerberg, here, and he testified, before the Senate. Like, whoop-de-doo.
Exactly. Yeah. There really was no real point to it other than dog and pony show.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes sense in this position because everyone was all up in arms about Cambridge Analytica to the point that everyone was calling for there to be some sort of action for federal to get involved.
I mean, what did they think was actually illegal?
It's not like Facebook handed Cambridge Analytica the shit. They got it.
No.
Yeah, and that was actually a good point that Zuckerberg made. At one point, one of the guys said, okay, well, you're protecting the data that Facebook has, but what about whenever Facebook gives the data to Cambridge Analytica? And he made a pretty good point of, we never give our data out. Our data, we run queries against it and give the results back, but our data stays within, our four walls. So that was actually a pretty good point on his part.
Yeah, people who don't know what the hell they're talking about tend to make that mistake.
Yeah.
They aren't actually giving out the data. It's just being queried by whoever the fuck.
Yeah.
He also made another. Shit! I just had it. He also made another point. I think it was in the first link in the show notes, first YouTube link in the show notes, that they were gonna do a assessment on data retrieval and all that other stuff for third-party applications that use their data, which I thought, okay, that's a giant ass load of applications that are going to be using that, because how many times have you gotten an app and then connect to Facebook and you're like, okay,
Yeah,
there's everything interfaces with Facebook.
Yep.
It was also unsettling. I don't know exactly how cookies work and stuff like that, but when they were saying
They're
that
bad.
that Facebook will track you even when you sign off of Facebook, that they'll track you in between cookie sessions or something like that. I mean, yeah, I thought that was kind of creepy or whatever, Big Brother type of
Creepy,
thing.
but not surprising.
Yeah.
And it's not just tracking; it's also being
I'll be
able
right
to
back.
cache.
Mhm.
No, it's also about caching and cataloging what other sites you've browsed to and whatnot.
Okay.
I had something. See, I pulled a Caprico there.
Good. At least I'm known for that on the podcast. And not the one St. Patrick's Day podcast. Oh, man.
Well, Charles, what are you
Well,
tonight?
I'm doing great, man. This Wednesday and counting, just a long, interesting day. Had some great meetings, and yeah.
Wait, those exist?
Really? That sounds like an oxymoron right there. A great.
Great meeting. Well, like I said, I show up to the meetings having fun. And I try to keep it fun and enjoyable.
Are there any Transformers involved?
There's Transformers, there's Super Mario Brothers, there's pink fluffy bunnies, and there's unicorns and anything else I could think of that. Oh, and some Amy Winehouse, some Lady Gaga. Yeah.
Charles walks in with a boombox and a box of toys.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like there was probably patent leather involved too.
Patent leather, and some medication and wine. Ooh.
Wow. Okay, I see the potential for a good meeting.
Yeah.
So, Charles, are you hiring?
Oh man, are we? I don't know.
Because the meetings are fun.
No, just the kind of stuff that just goes on in my head every day. Like I see floating pink stuff. I know it's just a natural high of life. And speaking of which, yeah, got some cool stuff later on within the show, talking about the Hack the Body challenge. Yeah.
Good, because I had no clue what that was. I even Googled it and didn't really find anything. So
I know, because I made it up. Meow.
oh, meow.
Yep. That's right. I want people to be okay, so that's why I'm putting this challenge out there. You know what? Would you mind talking about it now? I mean, just a few minutes. I just put it in the show notes. If you guys are okay with me talking about it now, I can.
Whatever.
Yeah, that was the next topic. So.
Yep. Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Look at that. Perfect timing. Don't you know them wonderful Wednesdays? All right. So,
Wait, what?
hack the body, sir. Hack the body. Stay with me. All right.
I'm sorry, I was AFK. Chill out.
Now, what it was like for a while. I've been having different conversations with a lot of different people, right? And you know, a lot of people are going through stuff nowadays, especially with our like the InfoSec crew and you know, with the stresses and the anxieties of, you know, keeping up to date, trying to stay on top of your certifications, just trying to you know, live a normal balanced life on top of just staying aware and abreast of everything. And a lot of people are suffering from like some type of depression, or they're on medication, or they can't sleep at night, they have a sleep apnea, just different disorders or whatnot. So I decided to come up with just challenging people to whatever it is that you're going through, whatever it is that you want to change. I call it the Hack the Body Challenge. So it doesn't have to be physical. It could be mental. It could be anything. And I just challenge each and every one of you just to go out there and just to change something for the positive, of course. Change some, maybe changing your thought, changing what you eat, changing how you work out, whatever it is. I just challenge people to go do it so they can just, you know, live happier and fun lives, man. Because life is too short, and I think we worry about the wrong things sometimes. And we have to understand that it's okay. It's okay that the world doesn't need saving. Like it's okay, and we all suffer from this. I think about it sometimes too. You ever been in a scenario where you've seen something that's so insecure, and you've been trying to tell the customer about it, and they just won't listen? And sometimes it really gets to you because it's just like, look, this could really bring down your organization, and you don't care, you're not paying attention to it. And what I had to learn was, if the person whose data is at risk and their business is at risk doesn't care, why am I bringing this home and caring? Why am I concerned? You see what I'm getting at? And it's not from a standpoint of professionalism. It's just from a standpoint of being sane and just stop taking your work home with you. Or you see what I'm getting at? So that's why I kind of came up with the Hack the Body Challenge. And I ask anybody, man, you get anything that you've done that's positive, you could tweet it to hashtag Hack the Body on Twitter, and let's just keep this thing going, man. Because again, I think it's important that our mentals are sane, so we can be around for one another and really have a good time and enjoy life and live, man. Because life is too short. We got too much to do out there. It's too much more things to explore with the sane mind and not crazy. And I just think that, you know, I thought it was something that would be cool to put together. And what also inspired this, I just want to give her a shout out, Amanda, for her doing the mental, you know, the hackers mental health awareness workshops too. I think she's doing one at Derby. So that's gonna be cool. So if you guys are coming out to Derby, yeah, definitely check her out. Check that out, man. And you know, let's get involved, get into this together. Whatever it is you're going through, you know, even if you gotta talk to whatever.
But I can't talk about my work, even though my work is like 2 inches in front of me right now. But you know.
Well, here's the thing. You don't have to describe what you do. You don't have to even name the company, man. If it's something that's just like, man, this is just driving me nuts, and I just need to take a break, take a breather. No matter what you're doing, you got to take that breather.
You forget that over the weekend I spent 36 hours helping to correct a problem that was still today ongoing.
I didn't forget. But I'm just saying, even if you're working on something, you're in a situation where you can't physically go somewhere. That's why I said hack the body, hack the mentals, take a break, a swift break. I'm not saying like 2-3 hours knock off and everything else. I'm just saying it could be a swift break. It could be a quick deep breath or whatever. And you could just think about just something positive for a moment. Even look at the clouds and see if they change shape or whatever it takes to get you to relax and be of sound mind. That's the goal.
Dude, going up and looking at the stars, holy shit, man.
I do.
Dude, what I'm saying is when you look up at the stars and you realize just how small you are compared to the universe itself,
yeah,
you feel fucking inconsequential. It makes all your worries go, dude, I have all these fucking worries, And here I am, the small ass motherfucker on this speck of dust, and the speck of dust, and the speck of dust, and the speck of dust. My problems ain't that fucking big.
They never were, man.
That's right.
And I'm glad you realize it. Like, you know, you don't have to carry that extra burden on your shoulders. It's not worth it, man. The world don't need saving. That's the message tonight. The world don't need saving. You know, it just doesn't. Like, if people want to change, if people want to do something, they're going to do it. And this goes for clients too. When you've given someone all the information that they need to help themselves or to help their business, and they still don't take the advice even after repeated warnings, whatever happens falls on them. But you've done your job by providing them with the information. And the same thing I tell anybody and anyone that's listening right now. You know, if you're saying that, hey, this guy is like a nut job and hack the body challenge, what the hell is that? I mean, you're free to take on the challenge or not take on the challenge. But I'll feel better tonight knowing that I've said something about this and that this mental health issue is a real thing in the hacker community. And I feel better knowing that I'm just speaking out and just saying, hey, I see this is happening and I just want to talk about it, because somebody could be thinking about it and just be afraid to speak. So I want to be the voice for the voiceless.
I can tell you right now that everyone knows I've basically been through these challenges, and I can tell you right now that knowing that, I mean, as much as I'm pissed at the way the industry is run at times, the community itself, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've had my moments where I've thought where I was being betrayed by people who weren't betraying me, shit like that.
Right.
And I've had those dark moments, but the thing that always, in a way, I'm glad I wound up in this community instead of a normal community. Because in this community, we've all been there. Yeah. And this community is essentially the misfits at this point. As much as they try and corporatize it, the hacker community is the misfits. And we're the ones who've all been through this shit.
Right.
And there's a lot of, I guess the best way to put it is a lot of support that's there. We just need to organize it in a way that's effective.
Exactly. And that's why, you know, that's why I say I love doing these casts to where we're getting information out. We're talking about different things. We're all trying to, you know, get to the next thing or whatnot, or just trying to help each other. That's the goal.
And Charles, just to verify, Hack the Body has nothing to do with Friday the 13th.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Not at all. I checked with Jason Voorhees. He told me I'm good to go.
Okay, sweet.
Mr. Voorhees told me about it. Mr. Myers and Mr. Kruger, and even Kruger's mother told me, "You are fine, son. You go ahead and get that message out." So yeah,
awesome.
I'm perfectly fine with everything. I'm good to go. I promise you.
So we can patent this shit.
Yes. I'm good to go. So I can sleep well at night, especially them Krugers. Them Krugers are dangerous at nighttime when you go to sleep. So they'll put something on you.
So I have a question.
You wake up stabbing yourself and be like, why are you stabbing yourself? This is not a dream. I'm really dying. And then it happens.
Does this have anything to do with the Body Hacks conference in Austin, Texas?
No. I don't even know what that is. Is that Body Hacks armor? What?
Body Hacks.
I don't know what that is. What are they hacking on their bodies? Tattoos or what they doing?
You're close.
What, furries? I don't know.
It's basically about human augmentation and stuff like nootropics and things like that.
Okay, you know what? I'll put the spin on it. If that's what's gonna make you feel better and be sane, go and do it.
Take a look at what I just sent.
Looking now.
In 5, 4. Oh, 3-day celebration of human enhancement. Oh, hey, listen. If you want to enhance yourself and you want to do all kinds of other body hacks, they have Sex Tech Friday, the wormhole.
That's a cyberpunk party. That sounds dope.
You're goddamn right.
So you know something? if that's what it takes to make you feel better about what's going on with you, I say have at it. No
Cut off
judgment
my
here.
arms and replace them with tentacles.
No judgment here. If you want to do all of that, that's perfectly fine. You are welcome.
Damn it! I couldn't find my Jason mask. Off topic, I know, but here's a machete I got signed by Kane Hodder, who played Jason Voorhees in part
That's what I'm talking about.
9 and 10.
I love it. That is perfect. I tell you,
Very
come up with
nice.
the coolest stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like, we just, like I said, again, the Hack the Body Challenge, whatever makes you feel better. Like my little friend in the corner here, she makes me happy. Like, she's wearing my ScrewCon badge right now. Oops. I done turned on the screen.
What does
Yeah.
this dude have in his head?
What?
Hmm?
What do you mean?
Fluffies.
I'm trying. No. One of the keynote speakers has like these. I've never seen this before.
Weird abrasions, so I don't know. But
No, it's
Again.
like these weird ass implants.
whatever makes him feel better.
I guess.
Yeah. That is kind of interesting. But oh well. But here's one thing.
This guy.
Okay, wait. Ah, Mary, we see you on
Yeah,
the
Mary came on at the
cast.
perfect time. That guy looked like
Nuck-
he got his horns
Nuck
down.
in.
Oh, she's still in class
Yeah.
listening.
Yes.
Oh.
No, like I said before, make yourself, because here's at the end of the day, and I don't want us to feel like, I don't want us to have that look that Mark Zuckerberg has had. Poor baby, he's been through a lot. But I
Ghostly.
just think, yeah, he's been through a lot. But I don't want us to be in that same predicament where we're facing the world with all our problems and we think no one's listening and nobody's, trying to get involved or trying to help or anything like that. Because that's not the community that we've started, that we've helped start and helped contribute to, and that's not the community I want to end with.
And two, an important part of it is, build friendships. But
Yes.
with those friendships, make sure that you can talk to those people.
Yes.
Because if I don't know about your issue, I'm not
Well, I'm not going to tell
gonna
you
be there
mine. Yeah.
necessarily. So
Right.
you need to make sure that you are communicating, that you're building those friendships and relationships, so that people can build on each other.
Exactly. I can tell you something. People tell me this all the time. Charles, you're too nice to people. You can't be nice to everybody. Everybody's not good in the world. I know.
The head
I
of,
know that.
the head of patriarchy just joined, so say hello to Mary. Hi, Mary.
Hi, Mary.
All right, continue. Sorry.
Well, no, you're fine. No, but and I told
Nikki, you're still in class doing the labs.
okay, still in class.
Hot damn! I thought that was Siri for a second.
I did think that was Alexa. But yeah,
Alexa,
No.
meow.
but yeah, but I just like I said before, a lot of people, but a lot of people do say that he's nice to some people who don't deserve it. But here's the thing, I look at it like this: I'm nice to people, I'm nice to everybody until they give me a reason not to be, and then even then, I just kind of just remove myself. I'm not even up for confrontation. It's not too. The world's too big, man. The world's too big. If somebody has an ego or they have an issue, I try to let it be their issue. And if it's something that I've done wrong unknowingly, then just tell me and make it right. But other than that, and sometimes there is no making it right with people. But some people just don't like you. Pretty much.
That's true. I know I have a few people in the infosec that don't like me because I stood up to a hate group.
Well, I mean, and you know what? That's just something that it's a is what it is category there. You know, you can't worry about it. You got to just keep on. You guys got to keep on being the coolest for yourself, man.
The thing that's stupid as hell is 95% of the problems we have could just be fucking solved by people not being dicks to each other.
I think.
Go
ahead.
No, go ahead.
Mine in response to that, but I was just going to say, I think a lot of us have egos and allow that to get in the way.
I don't have an ego. I don't have an id.
I don't know. I don't have an ego. My super ego right now is on vacation, so.
I have too low of self-confidence and self-esteem to really have a big ego.
That girl says I don't have an ego.
I learned to keep my ego out of things in undergrad.
And neither does the Black Panther.
Wait, Black Panther, was that a euphemism?
Yes.
Wow.
And a happy Mega Man.
Nice.
Yeah, I got too many toys.
I kind of wish I brought one of my pop figures with me when I was traveling, because that would have been cool to have like this weird like little debug buddy. Because that's what I would use them for.
And even my cat bites, the blue lion.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I'm a big kid. But yeah, that's what keeps me sane.
Was that a Voltron cat?
Yeah.
Nice. Do you have the whole set?
Yeah, I have all 5 of them.
Heck yeah.
They're all sitting on my desk.
Very cool.
Wait, let me see the wallpaper.
Oh, Squid Girl!
Oh!
Squid Girl. There's a wallpaper, Squid Girl. You watch Squid Girl?
No, but so Mo.
You don't like it? You don't like Squid Girl?
I said it's Mo. I've never heard of it before.
Oh, you should check it out, man.
Yes, I should.
Yeah, Squid Girl. It's cool, and plus my favorite color is sky blue. So I was just searching around one day, and I was like, oh, this looks pretty cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, and mind you, that's running Fluxbox, by the way. I've switched over to Fluxbox, so my whole desktop is a configuration file.
Damn, nice.
One comp file. Oh, and Ricky's not on, but I finally upgraded my RAM to 64 gigs.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember last week. He was like, "When are you gonna do it?" I said, "I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get it done." And sure enough, I got it done today. Powered my baby off and gave her nice oil change. Like, yeah, purr, kitten, purr. And she purred up to 64 gigs of RAM. I was like, oh yeah.
Nice.
I just had to have that evil laugh moment.
I just had the most brilliant idea possible.
What's that?
When I build another rig, I need to just fucking try and turn the case into nep.
What?
Hmm.
What do you need to turn the case into?
Nep.
Oh,
No idea what that
I
is.
don't know what that is. Yeah.
Me neither.
I'm not a
What is
weeb.
that?
Link.
No one else knows what nep is? Oh my, this must be resolved.
Tell us.
Yeah, it's
Has anyone
We
ever
don't know.
watched Hyperdimension Neptunia?
No.
So what they
Looks
did was they
interesting.
anthropomorphized a lot of the game consoles.
Uh-huh.
Vert was the Xbox 360. Noir was the PlayStation 3.
Mhm.
Blanc was the Nintendo Wii. And Nep,
Mhm.
also known as Neptune, was the Sega Neptune.
Wow. Okay. You learn something new every day, man. I did not know about this game or anything about it.
It's a game and anime.
Nice.
Yeah, some chick with purple hair.
Yes.
nice.
Ooh.
There's so much awesome in that. It's amazing.
It is. But that's what I'm saying. Learn something new today.
Oh god,
And-
don't tell me no one else here has heard of High School DxD.
Heard of it, not watched it.
Yeah.
It's one of those shows which you come for the plot and stay for the actual plot.
Jeez.
Okay.
You come for the science. Wait, oh god, that sounded wrong.
It's actually got a surprisingly good story for what it is.
Nice.
It was nice.
I usually anime-wise, I tend to stray away from plot heavy. No, plot heavy anime, and tend to steer more towards like Cowboy Bebop, Hamatora. The only one that's kind of a little weird is Hayate the Combat Butler.
Dude. Black Lagoon, Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, Ghost in the Shell.
Yep, I have to watch Ghost in the Shell. I tried watching Trigun, and I eventually ended up watching Full Metal Alchemist right when that happened, and then I was like, oh, okay, nope, I'm watching all the Full Metal Alchemist now.
Dude. Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Yes.
I rest my case with that single video.
See, I like very few anime. I like Cowboy Bebop, and I like Drama and a Half some. But in general, I'm not a big anime fan.
I'm getting into it more. I like Black Clover. Of course, Dragon Ball Z. Of course, Akira is my favorite one because that's my first one. And what Adrian's saying, I like Cowboy Bebop as well too. So, Sailor Moon, had to take it back with that one. Speed Racer.
Wawa, and one of the people behind the sandwich counter was going on and on about how Sailor Moon was sexist.
Oh please!
How?
Sailor Moon's not sexist.
Skimpy outfits and tiara. That's how.
Isn't that like all anime?
I know.
I'm looking at the anime I would like to post it.
Okay, I'm going to chime in on this one.
The
Chick behind the counter Wawa was an idiot because Sailor Moon is probably the most feminist anime for the entire 90s.
I know.
That was kind of like the whole point when then they made it. So.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. I will say she looked like the stereotypic SJW.
What the heck is that?
That's one of the videos that Howie posted in the Hangout chat.
Team 4-star stuff.
Hey, Howie.
Yeah?
Dodge! I just realized that I just yelled at like 2 a.m. My roommates are going to hate me.
That's all right. It's college. Don't get used to it.
Exactly. It's better late than never.
Yep. Did not mean to yell out loud.
I mean, you could have had the roommates that I had in college.
Go on.
Nothing like a 2 a.m. knock on the wall, but nobody was.
Wait, is that like a come and knock on our door? We've been waiting for you.
Yeah.
Is that a knock on the door asking, "Can you tickle it"?
Yeah, there was some tickling going on, all right, but not the kind of.
Oh, you go, boy. He said, yeah.
I have an idea.
Shoot.
We need to have just some random conference. We need to have a HackerCon where everyone cosplays.
With everybody what?
Where everybody cosplays.
Just go silent.
Yeah.
I really don't want to see
Yeah, you're not going to see me cosplaying.
Weird to a con. Like, I don't anything when I did my skunk skin cap because I was in a suit and a skunk skin cap for DerbyCon this last year, and I've gone as a clown before to fuck with Dave Kennedy. I have another costume I'm going to be wearing at some con. Unfortunately, I have to tell you off air because I don't want the person in the know who I'm going to be trolling with it.
Are you going as Trevor?
No, not Trevor. No, I think Dave Kennedy got himself a Trevor suit.
Yeah, Dave has a Trevor shoot. No. It was oh crap, I'm forgetting what con it was. I think it was the following DerbyCon after the whole Trevor thing. Like there was about like 5 or 6 of Dave and his friends got together and just costumes to recreate like a costume version of the day at Five Guys or whatever, or the Trevor incident. So like one guy was a milkshake, one guy was a burger, Dave was Trevor.
You know what's crazy?
Pic of it somewhere.
You know what's crazy? They're gonna be screwed come DerbyCon this year coming up. Nobody's gonna mess with them. It's done. That'd be the one weekend they don't make no money.
Heck yeah.
So I'm like, see nobody going to, I'm telling you, they might close that weekend. They're like, hey, we off. We might as well be off.
I can see everyone just running by going, Trevor.
I'll still eat there, though now we're one block further away from it.
Nah, I mean, I haven't even messed with Smash Burger since.
Nope, me neither. I don't care. And I've seen some in DC. I'm like, I'm good, dog. Nope.
I mean, even when I was in Louisville International and my flight was slightly delayed and I was hungry.
You saw the Smash. She's like,
Smash Burger open now. No, I'm good.
Yeah.
Smash Burger.
Okay, guys, like in their defense, the one across from the Hyatt had a particularly bad rating before the Trevor incident even happened.
So it was still
So
bad.
I wouldn't say the whole company, but that particular restaurant was particularly bad to begin with.
So in
But
other
I
words, it
will
was the herd of
say
Smash
that-
Burgers.
I will say that whoever was controlling the social media account should have known better than to say, please stop.
Yeah, you look at me as we had some like low follow account piece of shit talking about y'all harassing Smash Burgers. That mom pop ran company. Or that somehow
It's a fucking chain.
Yeah, it's a fucking chain. And granted, some people may own individual ones in the chain, but based on some licensing, someone looked up that they don't think that this one was owned by the chain. So, man, we had some retarded people. We also had retarded people saying that DerbyCon fans were harassing people and threatening people physically online. I'm like, show it to me.
Did you just say, show me the tweets?
Something like that, yes.
Oh, speaking of, I just remember this from when you said, please stop. Hey, another kid on the stream. Did you guys see the T-Mobile thread that I shared on Twitter?
You mean the one where they were doing the
Customer support Europe?
Yeah, that was hilarious to read. It went from we're addressing this issue to there's no reason to worry about this to our security is 100%, and all of these things are being told by T-Mobile representatives running their social media. And after the point where they said, yeah, our security is like 100% secure, I was like, oh, you just opened the floodgates, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like immediately, like screenshots were going up of like stuff that people should not be able to see.
It's like when you say to hackers, we are 100% secure, the immediate response is, oh, really?
Yeah, let's see.
Challenge
Hey,
accepted.
what's up, guys?
Exactly.
Hey, Ricky.
Good evening, Ricky.
Love Ricky.
It's like rule number one with any project I ever do is, oh, you found a security vulnerability. Let me take a look. Or, oh, because I know damn good and well that trying to say, oh no, there's no problems here. A, that's bullshit. And B, that's just inviting more shit, man.
Something's gonna happen, man.
Hey, Charles, you sent the invite over to our official Discord channel.
Oh, no, I tell them about it now. You might as well.
You want me to tell them about it?
Hello. Yeah.
I am about 7 sheets to the wind right now, my friend. We created a Discord channel in which we can kind of gather through the week and talk about various subjects. Let's see here. It's brand new, so we need channel suggestions. We need all kinds of suggestions. I've never ran a Discord forum. I don't think Adrian has either, or Charles. So I've made.
Do you guys need assistance running a Discord channel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Because most of you should be in mine. I can get in there and play with it. Just
It
send me an
seems
invite over to
fairly
my channel. It's really easy.
Yeah, it seems fairly easy. I made Adrian an admin. I made a couple of us mods, and sent out the link to a few of you. So we're just kind of giving it a test run right now. We've been on various servers in the past, none dedicated to the podcast, and we always seem to not do well there. So. Figured this was a good chance to kind of get us all together and maybe even help prep for show talk.
Amen
I
to
think
that.
that
I'm
sounds like
in.
a good idea. Plus, we can split the trolling topics off from serious tech topics. Because I'd rather stick in the more serious tech topics anyway.
I agree.
You
Frankly, I'd
probably want to
rather.
have the 4 main ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Mary, I did create a room called like memes or something, but I'm sure you have a better idea of what to call that room, and then just tech talk. So I kind of split those things out.
Do it red team, blue team, beads, and I guess programming.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can.
That'll pretty much. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. We can certainly get down to blue team, red team in terms of defense and offense. We can do all kinds of crazy shit. And what I hope it does is those of you listening to us on YouTube would be able to join us there, and we can all interact with each other. Now, that's Adrian's call, of course.
I'm fine. I just know I probably won't check Discord too much just because I have enough things I'm checking constantly. That's one of my ongoing chats. There's one reason I'm not big on IRC is I feel like I have to monitor it to really get much out of it, and I know I'm not going to monitor it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the reason I never got in with IRC either. It's like if you're not in there and constantly monitoring, you lose stuff a lot.
But I'm fine with one being ran.
Well, so Adrian has made me the de facto admin. Yep. He was very angry at me today.
Huh?
How was that? I can't explain why. He was super angry at me.
How was I angry?
And it was only in my head.
No.
Nice.
So I'll be sending that link out. Me or Charles will send that out here shortly. and we'll send it out to the YouTube group here, the people that are listening. And what we hope to do is attract more people to become more engaged in the podcast.
Okay.
Sweet.
So right now, the only way to be engaged is to hop on the podcast and talk, really, and ask some questions in the chat. So this will give everybody an opportunity to kind of chat and meet and talk and all that good stuff.
Sweet.
Are any of you part of the Mini Hats Discord group?
Yes.
Yeah, I am.
Yep.
I don't know.
I am.
That may, I mean, not saying we use everything, every channel they have, you know, but, you know, just for ideas, they have a pretty decent list, but they get really chatty, like IRC chatty.
Yeah, Many
get in
Hats is
arguments
a
with them all the
very
time.
nice Discord, but at the same time, it's, as you said, very chatty. Back when I was in a certain closed Twitter group at one point, Adrian knows which one it is.
The furries group, we all know.
No, it was Human Zoo. Back in the day, one of the reasons I never got really involved in that chat was because it was just so hard to fucking follow up with what everyone is saying, because you get like, you go to sleep and you wake up like 1,000 Twitter messages later, and you then have to follow like, which conversation was everyone talking to? What the hell? Discord and Slack are nice because it confines things into certain areas.
Yeah. I like getting invites with the people over at Mini Hats. It's one of my pleasures.
One of your dirty pleasures?
Nah, not dirty. Just one of my pleasures. It's fun. Good friend of mine on there is named Silly, and he and I like to get into it. We agree about more things than we disagree, but whatever. There's the invite to the Discord channel for Irongeek's podcast.
That's sweet.
Cool.
Another Discord server for me to join. Yay!
I can add that into the show notes also.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay, I'll be there in a little bit. I'm playing Ghost Recon right now.
That's cool. I'm gonna watch some porn and whack it a little bit.
No fucking chill.
At least he's honest.
Yeah, at least he's honest.
Definitely.
And hopefully I didn't offend Mary.
It takes quite a bit to offend
find
Mary.
hard to do.
Yes.
I offended Will. What's this new guy's name? Gregory?
Yes.
I offended Gregory.
What?
Again?
No, you didn't. Ricky, do you have a Twitter account, by the
I
way?
offended Gregory. I do.
You do? Would
Yes,
you
sir.
mind posting it in the chat? I'll follow you. I followed I think everybody else here. I don't know if that.
you're gonna follow me, I don't know.
Because then we know what other eyes are watching.
Yeah, I'll post it in the chat here on the left side.
Okay, cool.
Or I'm sorry, on the right side.
Cool.
Unless you're drunk, it's on the left side.
You don't see two of them?
By the way, my guy's saying that kava stuff you're not supposed to take with alcohol. But there's some suspicion that it might be bad for the liver to take it with alcohol.
Dude, I do both, but I'm not I'm not somebody you should base your health on.
Yeah.
I'm very healthy. I do jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai 5 times a week, so I am healthy, but my liver may not be.
No, you've just been preparing it.
I mean, they say a lot of things is not healthy for your liver because even after a weekend of drinking and you have elevated liver enzymes, you're able to recover quickly from that. And that's why they say drinking's bad for your liver.
Yeah. Well, kava does interact with your liver. So if you're doing both, the cool thing about kava is no hangover. That's the best thing I could say about it. It tastes like garbage, but it is strong, and it will get you crunk.
See, me, I tried some, and maybe I didn't need it for long enough. I didn't have a whole lot of effect on it.
Yeah. Hey, do you go on Reddit?
Okay.
I don't know if you visit Reddit, but there is a forum called R Kava, and they talk about various ways to mix it and the best way to mix it. So that might be helpful.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's possible I do that, and I think I'm probably going to start doing it with a blender to get it really good and mixed. Because I don't know if I have the patience to sit there and squeeze a bag for 6 minutes.
Yeah. No, I get you. I get you.
I thought you had to do it every night, the pressure.
Dude, and for real, I'm doing about 4 bags a night. So my forearm from my my right arm is gigantic.
Okay, Papa. So where do you guys actually calm down? Because I think Adrian said that kava's a root. Where do you actually get that? Do you get it off Amazon or like local Asian store market, or where do you get it?
So Amazon is where I get it when I need it quick and on the cheap. But there are some Hawaiian stores that I'd like to buy from.
Okay.
So Rex is a good one. Blue River Wellness is another. There's a bunch of them.
Nice. So subreddit Kava.
Yep.
Cool.
I have a question. Has anyone tried using kava as an injection?
The fuck?
Okay.
Have you
Googling it?
Dude, using this kava, it might work. Just get a fucking IV bag and pull it like a kava and see how it works.
Are you serious?
No.
You know, if you inject it into your anus, it's supposed to be really powerful.
Oh my.
Well, speaking of that, I actually remember hearing college kids who did not want to gain weight would take alcohol that way.
Yep.
Because they would absorb the alcohol but get 0 calories from it.
I'm not sure it's in your bloodstream. I mean, your body's going to process it. It's going to go in your bloodstream. I don't know.
No, there was a guy that was
It's called butt chugging, by the way. Anyway,
there you go.
I did butt chug before, and my God, I got drunk awfully quick.
Huh.
It's no lie. I mean, it happens.
No, there was this guy that these physician assistants was telling me about, and his unit brought him in, and he had track marks all up and down his arm, and they drug tested him, and of course, he came up negative. Well, what it turned out had happened was he was injecting himself with alcohol because he could make a bottle last longer that way.
Yeah. So yeah, butt chugging is normally something you do in college. I wouldn't recommend it as you get older. You don't want dudes sticking hoses up your ass when you're out of college, you know. Hey, real quick.
Are you sure?
It depends on the way you sway. I want to address a comment here in the chat by Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. He says Trevor forget,
Correct.
and
Correct.
I want him to discontinue using that phrase.
Please stop.
It is old and stale, and it was old about 2 weeks after the events happened. Sorry, dude.
Now, you know, though, all we're going to hear at DerbyCon for the first day will be Trevor, right?
I hope
Probably.
not. I hope not.
Oh,
I
know
bet you somebody goes up in there and says, "Can I get a Trevor shake?"
With a side of Tide Pods.
Oh God.
Apparently, cockroaches make something that they refer to as milk, and that you can actually consume it. You could have a roach milkshake, maybe. Not that I'd want to. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I suppose.
I'm in Holland right now, and roach has a very different meaning.
Wait, what's the
Oh,
roach
well,
mean in
too.
Holland?
You know what it is.
Marijuana.
Grass.
You guys
That
ever
good
watch
green.
that marijuana scare movie?
Oh, Reefer Madness?
Reefer Madness from like the 40s or some
Oh,
shit?
I think it's before the 40s.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The one where it's like the dude like just goes in like a full like rage mode or something like that.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
1936.
It's like dudes on angel dust rather than marijuana. It's nutty.
Maybe it was laced marijuana.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe they were trying to push an agenda. Who knows?
Of course, they were pushed an agenda, and then I thought they did an interview with some of the people that were in it, and they thought it was kind of hokey and stupid.
Yeah,
Just needed a paycheck.
For sure. For sure, they were pushing an agenda. There's no doubt about it.
Very nice.
My motorcycle needs a nice cleaning.
I'll just run it through the car wash one time.
Oh, no, man.
Free shower.
I'm not comfortable with that.
You know what would make you comfortable?
I'm scared to know.
Reefer.
Yeah.
Kava.
Butt
Kava
chugging
for
Kava.
Yeah. Do you guys see the picture show up in the chat?
Ricky.
It's
No.
not on the right side, but it seems to show up in the Google Hangouts chat for some reason.
Yeah.
Weird.
So I do have a tarp that I can put over it, but I was too lazy to do so.
Oh, it's just caked.
Oh, it's a Harley. All the noise and none of the horsepower.
All the what?
All the noise and none of the horsepower.
Oh, yeah, I agree. But this one has some magnificent horsepower behind it. It's a stage 3.
Now, I just brought up your Twitter. I do follow you.
I would never drive like any of the maniacs that drive the sports bikes. Never.
What's wrong with sports bikes?
Nothing wrong with sports bikes. No,
I do bad things
nothing
on
wrong
them.
with them. But the dudes that the dudes that fly in between traffic at 110 miles an hour, there may be something wrong with them.
Just a little bit.
Nothing wrong with them. They're doing what they want to do.
Well, yeah,
That just happens to involve public endangerment and getting themselves killed, and so be it.
sure.
I'm not likely to ride a motorcycle. There's a guy I listen to online named Aaron Clary who talks about motorcycles and get you laid. But you know what? I don't like the idea of. I've seen motorcycle accidents and shit. I'm like, no.
You know, back in the day, you want to know what one of my dreams was to have? A V-22 tilt rotor style aircraft and a motorcycle in the back that I could just fucking have the pilot land me on a fucking highway and just drive right on out and say, fuck it.
I
You
like
gotta admit, that would be cool.
point break that shit.
Where are we at in the show notes? Because I just lost track.
We are at
we're still at Hack the Body.
yeah. So the next one is quote dicks in the community, IRC Discord, etc.
Only dicks I have think of is male feminists, but besides that, I'm cool with most people in the community.
Yeah, don't know what that there.
I've tried to avoid getting into fights where I can. It's not always easy, but the biggest jerks I've seen in the community, I don't know, it's usually the people whose dogma gets in the way of them seeing the possibility of anything other than their dogma.
When you say fights, do you mean arguments or fights?
Both.
Both. Have you ever been in a real fight?
And sadly, no. Well,
Not since I was in grade school.
I shouldn't say sadly. I haven't been in a real fight, but I want to learn to fight, if you know what I mean.
Jack, will you back me up here? Most dudes have not been in a real fight, and when they do, they go, "Oh my god, that's what a fight is."
No. Well, I mean, I guess it depends. I mean,
okay.
Some dudes who have never been in a fight before, they can handle their business. Others are like, "Oh my god, what do I do?" And they're running around in circles like in fucking cartoons and shit.
For me, it's like,
Okay.
I mean, I don't know how to fight. I want to learn because I want to learn to defend myself. But at the same time, it's like, I hope I never actually have to use that kind of skill in the first place, if you know what I mean.
I was in a fight at a bar where this guy was a little rough with his lady, and nobody appreciated it. So instead of punching him in his mouth, I just repeatedly kicked him in his thighs. And the first kick to his thighs, he was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
There's something else going on here. And his legs buckled soon after that, and he ran away. I don't think most people know what a fight feels like. A real fight, somebody who knows how to fight. I don't think they know what that feels like. And I was hoping my man Jack would back me up here because he was in the Marines. I know they do some man-hand.
Army.
Oh, I'm sorry. He was in the Army.
Sorry, I don't eat crayons.
Hey, this is a new generation. It's Tide Pods.
My son's in the Marines, and he eats lots of crayons.
And depending upon where you're from, they're crayons.
No, but
For real? People say crayons?
Oh yeah, I've heard people here say crayons, and it's like, no, it's a crayon.
It's not a book that that Muslims read.
I see pop versus soda. That makes sense to me. But not crayons and cranes.
Yeah, crayons. It's weird.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, everybody but one person who I fought knew what they were doing, and that guy was caught by surprise when I choked his ass out.
Oh, that's cool. And just real quick on the Discord channel, we don't have all the rules set up for people that join regularly. So just an FYI, if you sit in there and you go, "Hey, why haven't I been promoted?" It's because we just set it up today, and Charles and I and Mary is going to help out. Adrian doesn't seem like he cares one way or the other, but we'll ask advice from him. We'll make sure we're running it in the way he wants it to be run. And we'll get this thing up running, hopefully in the best way we can. And then you can flip-flop between all your other Discord channels.
That's right.
Sweet.
Should be good.
Speaking of the pop versus soda thing, there's a reason in the northern states why it's called pop, and it's I'm gonna open it up. Don't leave it in the winter or in your car, especially during the winter, especially in sub-freezing temperatures. Because that's what happens. It literally pops.
I had a bunch of Diamond dude had that happen to.
Ugh, it's so.
What do you call it, Adrian?
I usually just say Coke, but that's a specific type of Coke. Even Pepsi, I end up referring to as Coke. Sometimes I might say soda, but
there and that's actually a regional thing.
Most cruisers I know say Coke.
Are you looking at the destination?
It's soda. Soda.
Hi, I'm in
soda.
I'm in the Mid-Atlantic. I call it soda. Deal with it.
Like Mid-Atlantic out in the water.
You know who calls it soda? Hillbillies.
And also, there's also like a slightly racial / cultural difference, because there was a young black lady who I'm trying to be sensitive here. You can't. I was gonna say she's a black girl, but literally she was a girl. She was like, I don't know, 10 years old. She was referring to it as pop, but I always refer to it as soda or Coke. So I'm wondering if there's like racial differences also, or like what culture you're from. What do you refer to it as?
Here in Michigan, right? Pop is far more common than soda as far as the terminology used. And I've seen that across all racial groups in the state, if you want to break it down like that. And I can attest to the whole, if you leave it outside in the winter, it explodes. I was at a party one time where I was trying to chill down my Rockstar Zero Carb energy drink, and we left it in the mailbox outside the house. And then about 45 minutes later, there was a sound like a grenade going off, and it was my energy drink detonating inside their mailbox.
So I just pasted a map. It looks like, from where I'm from, everybody calls it pop. So I'm stuck with that. I would prefer to call it soda. That's what its full name is.
I'm more curious as to what the other is in Minnesota, because it's just like one spot over by Lake of the Woods that's different.
Oh, it's called that stuff.
Oh, maybe it's called. What did you say it was called to you, Adrian?
Coke.
I usually call it Coke.
Coke.
Clark
Yeah,
County,
Coke.
I grew up in Indiana. That's apparently Coke. Out of 36 people, 26 said Coke. Now I live in Floyd County, which is right next door, and that is 48 people interviewed apparently, and 42 said Coke. So Coke,
No, Coke is common in the South because when we were down in Georgia, in Atlanta, and in Georgia, it's just everything is Coke. It's just period Coke, and they don't care if it's Sprite. They don't care what it is. It's Coke, because that's a regional thing.
Is it Pepsi?
So And
No.
in New York, it's soda because soda fountain soda pops. That's what we call it in New York. In Indiana, I get a split between Big Red and Pop because there's a region here where every soda is Big Red, apparently.
Interesting.
I've also heard fizzy water, so that might be what your other is.
Or sarsaparilla.
Yeah, I'm curious, like Caprico is. What is that other? We got pop, Coke, soda, and then
Well,
another.
Yeah, that there. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, oh crap! It was the fizzy drink or something like that. In different languages, I know that in Dutch it's just straight, just fizz drunk. So it's just the literal translation is fizzy drink. Yeah, fizzy drink.
Fuck? Yeah, I'll take some of that fizzy drink. What kind? Pepsi.
Yeah. Well, everything here is the only soda that I've seen here that's regularly available is Coke. So I could just say Coke and that's all pretty much all that I would get. Or Fanta is the other one that's here.
Gotcha.
Fanta, though, which is owned by Coke, and wasn't it? If I'm not right, Fanta was created because the Coke company kind of got split up because of World War II, and it was in Nazi Germany, and they brought back the company, but they couldn't get all the stuff for supply chain reasons, so they started making up new flavors because they couldn't make the normal Coke products.
Yeah, so the story that I was told when I actually got to Europe was Fanta is basically Nazi cola, where they were making you're right, the supply chain was cut off, and what they did was they tried to recreate it using different ingredients and try to recreate the Coke taste. And what they ended up doing was accidentally creating this orange soda, and it was just, we'll just call it Fanta. And I'm trying to remember why the name. The name is also important for Fanta as well, and it has some sort of tie to the to Nazi Germany. And there's actually probably somewhere on the internet, there's probably pictures of Fanta not propaganda for Nazi Germany, where you have like a Nazi soldier just like drinking a Fanta or something like that.
Hey, by the way, Chuck, can you join the Discord channel, by the way? I just want to throw you up as an admin, so you have
there you go.
responsibility to create channels and rules, and I don't have to do it.
Okay.
And Adrian doesn't have to do it. Okay, so who are you? Are you Flynn? I don't know anymore. I see pickles and fucking bullshit. I actually have to close one eye right now.
You're right there, dude.
Nah, I'm all right. Just a little drunk.
Because first it was right side, left side, and now you only can see out one side.
Yes. It's bad. It's bad when you have to drive that way, and I would never do that again. But as a teenager, I was in West Virginia, driving my cousin back from fucking Sod, West Virginia to Charleston, West Virginia, and it was his bachelor party. and we were all drunk. There was obviously nothing like Uber around, and no fucking taxi cabs were out inside West Virginia. So I tried to drive him home, and I eventually made it, but I was closing one eye to make sure I kept on the road. And that's just horrible.
Yeah.
That
no.
is.
At that point, I'm walking. But depending on the miles,
Not
of
in
crashing.
not inside West Virginia. You're not walking.
Yeah, it's true.
You will get eaten by a bear.
Oh God. That's one thing that I'm gonna have to get used to when I get back into the States is having to drive everywhere. Because here I can just walk or
Well, you
bike
said
everywhere.
all public transport is not necessarily the greatest in the world, but then again, we have so much landmass here in America.
Mhm.
Yeah, the thing is, America is way too spread out. I mean, I remember at a former employer, I had a British colleague who was shocked at just how big Kansas City was.
I had some follow, I think he was Japanese, asked something about, yeah, I'm going to be in the States. I'm going to be in, like, Denver. Is that anywhere close to you? I'm like,
Yeah, by airplane.
Yeah, by airplane, yeah. Not too bad for a quick trip.
Helicopter. My wife lived in Dubai, and whenever I went to see her the first time, I swear we walked probably 20 miles a day. It's just nuts.
You know, if I had my way, I'd be in a metropolitan area myself, just because it wouldn't be so far to get to everywhere.
Yeah.
It is convenient.
But then when shit goes down, like starvation and
That's when you're fucked. I know.
tides rising and shit, you're going to be fucked.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but in the meantime, metropolitan is where the jobs are, metropolitan is where the opportunities are, all that etc. shit.
Yep. Hey, speaking of jobs, you sent me your resume.
Yeah.
And I just replied back with some basic comments.
All right, thanks. I'll take a look in a little bit.
Was that at one sheet or 7 sheets?
No, I once sent one of my resumes to someone for review, and I accidentally misspelled security. That wasn't good.
Security.
I don't know how I fucked it up.
That happens quite a bit. What topics do we have?
All right, we got through assholes and wait a second. We were on dicks in the community, IRC, Discord, etc. I think we covered that. Now we got the refreshing topic of number 6: depression and suicidal thoughts and InfoSec.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
I have mostly homicidal thoughts, but that's okay.
Big one. Big one. We had shit. I don't even want to talk about this on air, but we had a situation happen and it fucked with me pretty hard.
Did we lose another one?
Yep.
Fuck.
Damn.
Yeah, we had a whole lot of people in the hacker community die in the last several months. A couple of them were suicides. I'm not sure what Asshoot Mac flag shit. Asshoot Ack flags, which is supposed to be Mac fags. Apparently, I've been heard she overdosed, but I'm still not sure on how she passed.
Who was this? When this happened?
Jamie Cochran. She died right around Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And Amanda Berlin is going to be doing a talk kind of about this. And I think our main man Chuck is going to take a stab at this as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing. I know. I'm gonna talk about it definitely at the Nova Hackers meeting. The next one, no, June, because May is kind of booked. In June, I'm going to talk about it. The name of my talk is called Broken Directions. And what it is, it's not like, and what Broken Direction is, it's kind of a little bit what I talked about with like earlier tonight with like Hack the Body. Like as security folks, we go through a lot of anxiety, just by, like the stress level of our jobs and anything else that we might be going through. And the basis of the talk is just how to get through that. What things can you do to help alleviate some of the pressures and the stresses of life as a security researcher or anything else? And a lot of times we strive so hard for perfection, but then it kind of brings us to our knees.
I'm gonna talk. Yeah. I asked Amanda to kind of if she would allow me to co-host her event.
Yeah, that'd be great.
She was soft, maybe. So we'll see.
Okay.
Nice.
So she's gonna do it at Derby, right?
Yes. She also wants to do one at DEF CON. I can't attend that this year.
Yeah, I know I can't make DEF CON. Like I said, Derby, I'm on staff.
I just want to point out, if you guys can see me, how big of a douchebag I look like.
You don't look as bad as I did the second podcast that I was on.
Okay. I look like an Antifa wannabe.
Huh? Was that
I look like an Antifa wannabe.
Oh.
Well, show us the improper way to handle an AR.
Yeah, I watched because I retweeted and asked the question about why would they do this, because someone was talking about Antifa going into a Whole Foods and changing the signs to say fewer than instead of less than on like certain shopping aisles, and he said, Jesus fucking Christ, you built such a delusional fantasy land about Antifa. I know this obvious satire. And this guy moving, I'm like, well, fuck you, because I've seen Antifa do some really stupid shit. But it's hard to know. Also, he said when I said it, I posted I joined the NRA. He said, it's the violent propaganda. Like, go eat shit someplace else.
Yeah. But what I wear is legitimate for riding when it's like 40 degrees outside on your bike. You need something to cover your face. It doesn't need to be a skull, right? But it helps having a face covering to block that cold air going up your nose.
Yeah, that's why I use a helmet.
Yeah, I definitely wear
no helmet
going down the highway too.
I am anti-helmet.
I think you should wear a dog helmet.
I think so too.
No, I mean,
Wear a bandana.
when I was younger and I used to ride, I used to be like, anti-helmet as well. But then the guy that taught me how to ride, he really instilled it into me to wear a helmet.
Yeah.
And I was riding with him, and he took a tumble. And if he had not been wearing his helmet, he would have been, really fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, if you're motorcycling, get a full face helmet. Don't bother with that half head bullshit. It won't protect you if you take a fall. Take proper safety precautions, seriously.
Now you know.
But yeah, Israel, I posted the outfit of me looking more like a douche, more of a douchebag than Ricky just did.
Wait, what?
There, I'll just share it. I'll just share my screen at this point. It's on my Twitter. I thought it was funny.
Here's
That's
my
awesome.
full face for when it's raining or really cold.
Nice.
that was the funniest part of this outfit was like halfway through the podcast, I just got so like hot under that mask that I took it off, and everyone in the YouTube chat was like, "Oh God, oh dear God, put it back on, put it back on." It's funny. Every time I show my face, something funny comes out of it. Last week it was Ricky calling me a hippie. Which is fine. I do look like a hippie.
That is true.
Hey, when I said you look like a hippie, I meant in the Jim Morrison type way, not the typical hippie.
Gotcha. I have to look up who Jim Morrison is.
Oh wow!
Oh
you're-
my
okay.
God!
Wow.
You're fired.
I know who he is now. I know what we're talking about.
I'm not a huge fan of the Doors, but
Who's
I
Jim
actually do
Morrison?
look like-
Who's Jimi Hendrix?
I know who Jimi Hendrix is.
And you gotta know who Jim Morrison is, then, dude.
All right.
Jimi Hendrix, he sounds like a lefty.
Yeah. All right, y'all. I'm gonna head out. I hope to see you on our Discord and next week.
alrighty.
And hopefully by then, Adrian will stop being so angry with me.
What the hell?
Is he like seriously like angry at you? I mean, that just Adrian doesn't get angry. I don't think Adrian.
Not at all.
No.
He does not understand where I'm coming from at all. And I'm playing with him. at
It's
this
just the
point.
voices. Have a good night.
Gonna-
Good night, man.
All right, love you guys.
Take care.
See ya,
See
man.
you, bro.
Enjoy your cover.
I'm gonna do the same, guys. It's 3 a.m. here. I should sleep.
All right.
Yeah.
Take
That's
it
what
easy.
Jim Morrison is.
Take it easy.
We only got
Yeah,
one.
listen doors.
And I'm not sure. I'm not sure to put it in, but it's good, inexpensive guns for home defense. Related parts on home defense for a beginner. And I don't have a whole lot of input on this because I usually ask other people's advice on guns. I mean, I have a bunch, but they're mostly stuff I've inherited. And when it comes to inexpensive or not inexpensive, I usually just buy the gun I want. So
Yeah.
So I put this one on the list because of the conversation I saw you in on Twitter.
okay.
I don't know if we want. I'm trying to maintain operational security here a little bit. I don't know if we want to talk about who it was, but an acquaintance of yours wanted a .22 rifle, I think, and then it came out that she actually wanted it for home defense.
Yeah, I want a 22 rifle for that, I think.
You know, I for the same amount of money, I would like I said there, I would recommend a used pump action shotgun, like probably a 20 gauge, just because they're less recoil for somebody who's not as familiar with firearms. So like a Mossberg 500, Mossberg Maverick 88, Remington 870, anything like that. Also, if the person in question is of smaller stature,
She's
like
not real big. She's not a big lady. So
Yeah, 20 gauge would be
well, because like what I was going to say is a lot of shotgun manufacturers will make youth models or bantam models. They'll call it something like that, and usually they're marketing it towards younger sportsmen, like teenagers or whatever. But tacitly, they're also marketing it towards women as well, because I think your average long gun in the U.S. is built for somebody who's about 5 feet 10 inches tall, so which is kind of overall roughly the average height of men mostly.
yes.
And most women are not 5'10" or not even 5'8". So a lot of times, a woman will pick up a shotgun and her arms, she literally doesn't have enough arm length to get out to the foregrip.
now, what do you think of the idea of a 357 revolver?
Hey,
238
for
out. Sorry, go ahead.
For home defense, for me, I mean, I can be honest. We got the cheapy 22 rifle from Walmart, but for a good, if she wants a long rifle, honestly, you can configure those AR-15s any way you want. But the most comfortable, rifle that I've ever shot has been a properly configured AR-15.
So I like the AR for a lot of reasons as
I'm
well.
short.
But
You guys have met me. I'm about 5'5".
I remember the first year on Hackers on a Farm when you picked up my AR.
Because remember, my comment was like, whoa, this is totally different than the last one I shot, because the first one I shot was configured for a gentleman who was closer to my height, so he had the little bit shorter arm length, and it was, and it was really super comfortable.
James calls them adult Legos.
Well,
so there's a couple of problems with AR-15s in this particular instance, because the woman in question was asking about a 22 rifle because they're relatively inexpensive.
Yeah.
ARs these days, I think you're looking at. I mean, well, Adrian recently purchased one, but I think for a base model, you're looking at like low end $750, maybe $1,000.
I think mine was about 900 something. There's the chrome barrel. And
Yeah, that's what I said. I've priced them, and they're big closer to 900.
Yeah.
Now for the base ones, I honestly been looking at just a standard like Ruger. I can't pronounce nothing. The Ruger 22s. Even if it's that little, even if it's the bolt, that's fine. But those are also were fairly comfortable. But then again, remember, if we're using it for defense, it's either to take out a larger, like a sheep or something at distance, or to shoot at a coyote. But as far as like immediate home defense and for utilitarian use, I'm very happy with my grandfather's revolver. So.
Well, in her specific case, she was talking about basically what I would call a hot home invasion, that this guy had somehow entered, I don't know if he broke into her home or entered it without breaking, and then he was threatening her to try to get her to give him money and things like that.
He just came to the door, and he went past the no trespassing sign, and then it was trying to use a phone. She obviously let him in, and he wanted money or something.
Yeah, but even at then, you're talking close quarters. Rifle is not necessarily going to be that effective. I mean, I'd rather, if I'm in close quarters, I'd rather have my revolver or even like a P22, even just a backup.
Well, the historic.
Yeah, in close quarters, rifle's not going to be the best.
Where I'm coming from is I think 22 is inadequate in that situation against a human attacker.
Yeah.
Yes, you can shoot them.
Which is
but
like
it's
I'm
not
saying,
going to stop them.
Like honestly, my personal preference, and the only reason I don't have one is I can't afford it yet. But I really want to have a decent 1911 because that was the first gun that I learned on, and that's what I would prefer to have as a personal protective gun. So personal protective handgun. But that's me, and I was fairly comfortable. I felt even because I'm assuming she's probably about my size too. And it takes a little bit of practice, and and it's a 45. Well, the one I learned on was a 45, so yeah, there was a bit of kick, but you learned, you eventually learned how to handle that because everything takes practice, and you shouldn't have one unless you're planning on practicing anyway.
The lady in question is probably less brawny than you. I don't think she's as physically strong as you are.
Well, then.
That's something. If you're gonna do, if you want to do this, that is something you need to take into consideration, and that comes with a little bit of personal training. So if you want to go that route, there's a little bit of discipline, and I do believe there should be a little bit of discipline involved because you don't want someone who's completely untrained either.
Well, and that brings me to the other point. The other considerations part, why I put that in there was I strongly recommend people who are, if someone is thinking about keeping a firearm in the home for home defense, take the NRA Personal Protection in the Home course.
Yep. Because
it trains you on everything you need to know. It trains you on the law, on when you're legally allowed to shoot, which is a big one because,
Castle.
Castle Doctrine, all that good stuff. It's not in the training course. The other thing is because of some ins and outs, it's also basically the standard concealed carry licensing course in the U.S.
Yep.
So it's mainly because that course deals with lawful use of deadly force and things like that, which is what the governments are concerned about. The state governments want you to know that when you get the license.
Well, what I would recommend is a KG9.
I'm not familiar with that. What is that?
It's essentially a Glock rifle.
Is this the thing where you buy a Glock and then you put the Glock's frame into something that has like a longer barrel and all like that? Or?
Pretty much.
It looks like a Tech 9. I'm looking it up. It looks like the old Tech 9, but mine's the Tech 9 kept getting redesigned to get around laws.
Because the other thing I was thinking of was like I had also thought of 9mm 40 caliber carbines. Because like down around $300-$400, you've also got the I know a lot of gun owners turn their noses up at them, but the High Point 995 carbines.
Yeah, I actually have one of those, and I love that thing. I've never had a field of fire in it.
The impression I got is you get what you pay for, but for the value of it, it's not a bad gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It is fun to plink. Also, what are you guys considering inexpensive? Because that has different meaning to different people.
Well, I don't know of anything that you can get for like these days. I don't think I've seen anything for less than about 300.
Less than what?
About 300.
Yeah.
I think even a Ruger 1022, you're going to be $300 into that for like the basic model with the birchwood stock and the the blue.
A good gun. Just to qualify, good gun, yes, 300. You can spend 125, 150 bucks and get a cheap ass rifle at Walmart, but that son of a bitch jams constantly, and it's really only there as a backup. So, but yes, yeah, spend it. Well, you know what it works really good as? A club. It's an excellent club. But no, spend at least 300 and get the decent. So.
I feel like Mary just really holds a lot in and just has trouble expressing her full thoughts.
Yeah, that's her social failing.
But I totally agree. The Mossbergs, I think, are good from an inexpensive gun standpoint for a lady, or even as just a home defense for a family. I think a 20 gauge is good because potentially everybody in the family can utilize it. And also whenever it comes to ammo, buckshot, spread pattern. And then if you are using a handgun and handgun calibers, hollow points.
Oh, definitely.
Maximize the damage.
And there's actually, we're bringing up shotgun shells again. That brings me to another point in my notes. Because as I'm sure pretty much everybody in this podcast is aware, if you're a gun owner and a shooter, we're kind of at the end of it now, but there had been an ammunition shortage.
Yes.
Because people really went nuts buying ammo after the Sandy Hook shooting. During that entire time, when the ammo, like when the centerfire rifle and centerfire pistol ammo counters or shelves at my stores were empty, every gun shop I went to, every Walmart, every Meijer, every store that ever sold ammunition that I would frequent, none of them ran out of shotgun shells in 12 or 20 gauge. Those were continuously available through the entire shortage. So that's something to think about.
I have in my garage about 500 12 gauge shotgun shells.
Adrian's a prepper.
Yeah, I'm envious.
I'm not. Wait, you said I'm a prepper?
Yeah, I'm just messing with you, man. Don't worry about it.
That's all the stuff we pulled out of my uncle's house.
Oh wow!
I mean, before that, I probably owned maybe 50 shotgun shells. I don't know, but yeah, that's all from my uncle's house.
Nice. I had something else. Crap! Pull another Caprico. Don't know.
So the AR-15, I've heard some people debate of whether or not it over-penetrates or not. I've heard people say it's a good gun for home defense, and other people say it's not a good gun for home defense, and I don't know. I bought one just because, well, I wanted one.
Yeah, I think the AR-15 has a lot of uses. It really depends on your home. Like, Mary and Matt out on their farm where buildings are, like in their neighborhood, if I may call it that, everything's very spread out. So using a rifle for home defense, you're probably not going, whatever bullet you're shooting is probably not leaving your property even.
Yeah, they're a big old hole, so if they fired straight, it's eventually going to hit dirt.
Yeah. I mean, that's the other thing about in southern Indiana. It's all hilly. But like in a subdivision or even worse in an apartment building kind of situation, I'm not going to call it science because Ernie doesn't call it science, but there's like Ernie's Box of Truth on YouTube and on a website. This guy tries to construct models of wall constructions in buildings, like, several layers of drywall and then an outer layer of brick.
Yeah. And
basically the most 223 or 5.56 millimeter rounds, which are what most ARs are chambered in, will definitely go through multiple interior walls of a house, and more often than not, they will overpenetrate the exterior wall with the brick or the siding or whatever, and keep on going. So there wouldn't be that rifle would not be my choice for home defense because of that overpenetration factor. And that's
hitting somebody else.
Yeah, then I have the potential of this is now going to wound or kill someone who I didn't intend to shoot.
Exactly.
So that's why I don't like, now again, if you live out in the middle of nowhere and I don't know why you would need self-defense at longer ranges, because personally as a hunter I think of the 223 round as a long-range varmint cartridge.
Yeah, and that's exactly my point too. I don't see a rifle as a self-defense mechanism unless I suppose if you're like us and you expect to see something coming, but that's not people coming. There's a freaking pack of coyotes going after my sheep. So
yeah,
but for personal home defense, I'd much rather have a revolver or a handgun. And it doesn't need to be a high caliber; it just has to be enough to stop something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we were kind of gravitating towards, 9mm pistols, 45 pistols, the 20 gauge shotgun. I think all of those are for home defense a better choice than the 23 AR.
Also, something interesting. Ghost Gunner now supports the Glock and the 1911 frames.
Yeah, I think I think I had seen that. How do you get a Ghost Gunner? Because last I heard, nobody was willing to ship them. Like, you couldn't get it shipped through FedEx or UPS or anything like that.
That's a good question.
What about DHL?
Part of me feels like doing the Mad Bomber run down to Austin to Defense Distributed and just filling up the car.
Will they sell it across state lines, or do you have to be a licensed firearms reseller?
No, it's literally a little CNC driven, mill, I think you'd call it, right?
Yeah, it's a CNC mill.
It's a little CNC mill, so it's a machine that makes the part. So
you don't need an FFA to have.
Yeah, you don't need an FFL to own this, and it's perfectly legal under federal law for you to make your own gun. So
as long as you never sell it.
Yeah, you can't ever, so you could get one of these and you could make, as many AR-15, 1911 receivers as you wanted, but you could never sell those.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, what you could do is you could sell the 80s and then let them use your Ghost Gunner from a legal
point. Personally, I like the idea that everybody has their own Ghost Gunner, but
I like the idea too. Everyone has a Ghost Gunner and a 3D printer. That would work.
Yeah,
that'd be sweet.
And the beautiful thing about the Ghost Gunner is it works as a standard CNC machine too, so you could use it to mill whatever the fuck you want.
As long as it fits inside that volume.
Yeah.
But see, that I could use because I like doing arts and crafts, and I love having more stuff I can print. because that's fun.
Yeah, so Ghost Gunner would actually work beyond just guns. As long as it fits inside the Ghost Gunner, you can mill stuff in it.
That's interesting. So it's actually more of a fabrication tool.
Yeah, if I had my own place and if I had the money, I'd get one myself.
I'm holding out for the Chinese-made Ghost Gunner.
The Chinese-made Ghost Gunner remarkably only makes AKs.
You know, I would want an AK module for a Ghost Gunner. I really would.
What exactly is a Ghost Gunner? I'm not familiar.
It's a small CNC mill, dual axis or 3-axis CNC mill that what's his name? I remember he runs Defense Distributed.
Came with the 3D printed stuff a while back. 3D printed.
Yeah, it's the same guy who invented the Liberator 3D printed pistol. This is his next project. He firmly believes that the right to bear arms and self-defense is an innate right for everybody, and he doesn't think that he's an anarchist. He doesn't think the government should be able to tell you that you can't arm yourself. So he created this CNC mill that is designed to mill out. It was first designed to mill out AR-15 lower receivers, and now they're modifying it to make other receivers for other guns. And I think the reason why they went to pistols, as I read someplace, was on the Heller and McDonald Supreme Court decisions are specifically about pistols and handguns. So that's the one class of firearm right now that's specifically protected under the Second Amendment, according to the Supreme Court. So he's trying to figure out a way that, basically the powers that be can't stop the distribution of these mills.
Now, I know, like we said, you can make your own and you can fire your own. Can that be transported like to a shooting range, or I don't remember everything about it, but that may vary by state. I live in Michigan, and there wouldn't be any. There's no law that I know of that would prevent you from transporting the gun that you made yourself, around the state or to a range, or to use it for hunting or use it for self-defense or whatever. Yeah, that's cool.
So
it's only when you commit a crime with it that it becomes an issue.
Yeah, and at that point, the issue is going to be that it was a gun anyway.
Yeah.
Like I've literally been told by police who, because we were asking them about the registration database for pistols here in Michigan, and they said anytime we come in contact with somebody with a concealed pistol license and we run the number on their gun, we're basically making sure it's not stolen, because the database is so riddled with errors that we can run the same serial number like 5 or 6 times in a row and come back with 5 or 6 different answers.
Really?
Wow.
That is
so basically, they're mainly worried: is the gun itself illegal? Does it have features that make it illegal under state or federal law? And was it stolen? So those are the first things that law enforcement check. And then after that, of course, now if you held up the local Quickie Mart with it, obviously they're just going to take that angle.
I am a poo.
I haven't watched The Simpsons in a while.
Piss off the social justice warriors flipping shit about a poo.
I'm curious, does a poo actually have any security measures in his store? Do you ever see him swinging 870?
He's a poo.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably been 10 years since I watched it, but I don't recall any.
I mean, I know there was an episode that was kind of sort of about guns, like where Homer wanted a gun, and they told him it's a 5-day waiting period. He's like, but I'm angry now!
I sworn there was an episode where I pulled a gun on someone.
I posted a screenshot. I'm not sure if that's a Photoshop screenshot or not, though, in the chat.
I'm working on it coming up.
Uncle Hotep on Twitter posted something.
Yeah, see, I could have sworn that's an actual episode because I thought I remembered that from like late 90s, early 2000s.
Nice. Oh, also, just one thing for anybody who's, you guys too, but anybody who's watching, if you are thinking about getting a gun for any purpose, go to the ranges, go try multiple different firearms out first, and make sure you get something that you're comfortable with.
Yeah, for example, that dream gun might be something that you can't use because whatever reason.
Yeah, but make sure you're comfortable with it, and then learn to shoot it straight, learn how to clean it, take the courses so you can learn these things, and just don't buy a gun and have it lay in a corner and you not have a clue what to do with it. So actually do your homework and invest some time into it. There, that's my public service announcement.
This has been your Israel public service announcement.
Yes, this has been.
Please don't shoot shit while you're drunk. I have horror stories of people literally shooting themselves in the foot and then doing it again 3 days later.
The same footage.
Are these real life stories of EMTs? Like stories that EMTs collected? Not that I'm saying the people who are.
Did the story start off with hold my beer and watch this?
Because he did it twice in the same week in each foot.
He shot himself twice in each foot in the same week? Oh, wow.
And the second foot he hit it clear through, and they said, no, you're going. And, oh, man, he was combative. Yeah.
Well, at least he didn't cheddar Bob himself.
Still.
Please stop.
Please stop. Please stop.
Okay. Does anybody have any more firearms advice as far as home defense and so forth? My first thing is I have swords and knives around, so I don't really keep any of my guns loaded.
Nice, you won't be going to the UK anytime soon because that gun ban worked out so well. I got to move on to more pointy things.
Yeah, we covered that earlier in the cast.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was in class, and technically I was being sneaky, and I was listening to you while we were doing labs.
Yeah,
ACL.
Mark started his own hashtag about it.
Well, I mean, I keep mine loaded, so I mean, it just is what it is.
I keep a few magazines loaded, and actually, what I need to do, I probably want to make my TAC-4 be my main home defense gun, but I need to clean it up properly because it was having some jamming problems last time I was out at Mary's.
Yeah, I keep all mine loaded. My preference is guns without manual safeties on them for defense. Like one of my favorite handguns is a Springfield, and it has a handle. You guys may know the actual technical.
Oh, great.
Yeah. But it has a little sliver on the handle that you actually have to put pressure on to engage, and then a double trigger.
Like a 1911.
Yeah. So if either of those are not engaged, the gun will not go off. So I like to be able to, an XD, pick it up and shoot it, intentionally.
I heard good things about that gun. The only thing bad I heard about it was a better value before Springfield bought the rights to the United States. And before that, it was a really inexpensive gun that was really high quality. Now it's a little bit more expensive.
Yeah.
Because there's a Springfield name on it.
Yeah, because mine's about 7, 8 years old, somewhere in there.
I'm looking at some of the Wolfers just because I really like the feel of the P99. Now they've come with a lot newer stuff, and I'm still not sure what I want to get as far as that's concerned.
Yeah. I mean, I won't say that. But mine is a full size, and so I carry a full size 45. and it's got a little bit of weight to it, but that's the the weapon I am by far most comfortable shooting. I can pick anything off at nearly any range.
Better weight on my handguns. I can fit.
There you go.
Feel the weight.
Kick back. All right.
Oh, another topic in regard to that. Quick access gun safes, pro or against?
I haven't played with enough to tell. I have a friend who he accidentally I think the batteries didn't run out. He got the combination and he didn't have the key for it. And he brought me one of his quick unlock gun safes that you type in a 4 button combination, and I ended up picking it out.
Yeah, they're like the most useless locks. I mean, hell, ask Simon Tech, because he'll walk into Royal King and you can like pop all of them with a butter knife. They're like absolutely horrible. And so it's like, oh, look at all this high tech shit, and he walked up to it, and it's like, done. I mean, seriously, they really don't lock very well. You're better off getting one of them big ones.
Yeah, because the only reason I'm even considering it, because I've never done gun safes, but now that I got a little boy, he's going to be growing up here in a few years, and I don't, like I said, I keep mine locked and loaded, ready to go, and don't necessarily always want him to be in arm's reach of. So I'm torn, because I like quick, very, very quick access, but also I think of protect, safety him.
I'm mixed on it as well. I mean, occasionally I have my nephew staying with me, but he knows which room they're located in, and if I catch him in there, he knows that's his ass.
Yeah, and I'm going to bring my son up so that he's around guns. He knows them. He knows how to respect them. But there's that age in between, really teaching them, but they could still potentially grab something.
Well, no, it was actually my sister's call on that one.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So it's because it was her call that I have to be that way with them.
Oh, okay.
Because otherwise he'd be, he'd have free reign, but
yeah. How old's your nephew? Well, approximate age, not exacts.
Early teens.
Okay.
Is this the same one that's on that parent supervised Facebook thing?
No, that's my ex's. That's my ex's son. He's in his late teens.
Oh, okay. Is it called Facebook or something like that, or I wonder if it has some other name? That website?
No, it's just straight up Facebook. It's just the only difference is that there's a parental setting.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Cool.
Yeah, coming back to that real quick. Whenever I was listening to Zuckerberg talk about it, he said that so it's like a sub account to the parent's account. But then once the kid turns 18, then the child would make their own separate Facebook account. It won't convert over into their own, viewed account, non-monitored.
That's how Microsoft Family set up, and I will give it that much. Microsoft Family does a really good job of parental controls. Apple pisses me off, and Android simply rejects.
So, what do you use Microsoft Family on? Is that like Xbox and services?
It'll do Xbox if you want to have one, but mainly it's to lock her down so she has time out the computer. And depending on which internet browser she's on, it's actually more effective on Internet Explorer or whatever the hell the Edge or the new one is.
Yeah.
And then Chrome I have locked down separately. I have that blacklist whitelisted. because teenagers.
Yeah.
And I go out of the stuff when she's on. I do have Team Viewer and I got stuff, but if she's not doing her shit, I can get in there and be like, hey, and lock them and remotely lock her out. So it's like most of the time, you're fine, but if you're supposed to be doing your homework and I catch you on there, trying to surf stuff you're not supposed to be surfing.
Yeah.
Because it is a timed thing. I don't want her on all night either. And it's bad enough with the iPhone that like I said, Apple's a pain in the ass. But it seems like every time I put restrictions on there, an update or some stupid crap goes through, and it totally screws up all of our access. So I'm going to have to take it the whole thing again and try to get lockdowns on it so that she's not up at 2 in the morning screwing around on Facebook on her phone.
Yeah. You could potentially use her off to your SSID and then put restrictions at the network level as opposed to the system
I've
level.
made that suggestion to the other parental unit that we need to just literally have her stuff locked down to the router. But he doesn't want to give me access to the router anymore because last time I had access, I made those kind of access control lists and it pissed him off.
Oh,
yeah.
Because he couldn't get to the hubs.
So I'm not allowed to do that anymore.
I see.
You didn't block Pornhub, did you?
What? What kind of, oh my god.
What?
I'm sorry. Not.
I think Sister Mary would do that? Sister Mary Margaret?
Oh no, they get quite curious at 13 and they search all kinds of things.
That is true. Prior organization.
Quite discussions going through because she didn't think I could see her entire history because I could see both what she was searching at her Chromebook in school and what she was searching at home. And believe me, discussions.
Yeah. One of the locations that I worked at in the past, on their web filtering, the word sex kept getting triggered. And it's like, who in the world searches, just straight sex? And it was just kind of boggling my mind. And then finally realized there was this like 13-year-old that were doing the searches. And so it's one of those, yeah, you guys should probably talk to mom and dad and let them know that they're searching for it and they're probably not getting the information that you guys would like to be relaying.
So, logging out searches for things like sex, I'm going to be blunt. Sex education is a thing, and it's a good thing, and it should be embraced rather than shut down.
Yeah, I understand that, but then again, you're not the parent right now, and you're not dealing with what we're dealing with, and there's certain things
I understand. I'm just saying, it's like,
need to be stopped. Now, listen to me, because this is my kid. There's things that need to be contextualized and need to be put in specific boxes because what he was searching was not just generic sex. It was what the other kids would say it to her, and then instead of talking to someone, she was going and looking for it online. And quite frankly, not the way I want her exposed to it. First off,
was she looking up how to? Was she looking up Cleveland Steamer?
Let me look, guys. Rule 34 and Cartoon Network. Unfortunately, it's a thing, and there's a reason she's not allowed to have a DeviantArt account right now.
Dude, don't forget Pixiv.
So trust me when I say some things need to be filtered.
Yeah, fair enough.
And it's not that we're not letting her see it. I have EMT book. I have no problem handing her my EMT book and walking her through the reproductive system. She wants to learn it from a purely scientific standpoint. We will go through all of that, and we have done that. But there's other things that you need to understand this first. So
I agree with you, Mary.
I agree with you as well.
You be a good mom.
I have
send
no
her to the chicken coop when she's bad.
It's more fun when she's good.
Oh,
But there's you know, there's a whole, but that's the whole learning experience for me. I never had kids before, and now I have a teenager.
yeah. Yeah, that would definitely be interesting to go straight from no kids to, because that's just getting straight in the deep end.
Well, you know, because you don't have any time to build up any kind of an armor or defense against some of the more ridiculous stuff that other people have, you know, like 12 or 13 years to earn that shielding, and then you just get thrown right into the middle of it, and you have to differentiate between what is normal kid behavior, what is not normal kid behavior.
Yeah.
So,
Yep, totally agree. So it's hump day. How's the first half of everybody's week?
Pretty good so far.
Mostly okay.
No complaints.
we're doing hitting B. Oh, I'm hitting B-sides Nash this weekend with one of my club mates.
Yeah.
That should be interesting.
Very nice.
I was looking at some of the different security conferences today. I guess I saw them off of one of Adrian's tweets, and they all seem to be like, or at least the one I looked at, the one in Maryland, it seemed to be like really reasonable. It was like $20 or something, which is awesome. It's like accessible and stuff, you know.
Which one in Maryland?
Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I guess there are a lot in Maryland.
So
I'm
Gregory,
gonna let you guys go. When I get home, I'm probably gonna pop on my Twitch stream if you guys want to pop over. I doing things over there, probably stabbing things. More stabby stuff.
Stip.
have fun, Mary.
Have fun.
And yep, you guys have a good night.
You
Good night.
too.
All right.
What was it?
Hey, folks.
Hey, we got multiple Adrians.
Yeah, I had to go to the restroom upstairs, and I just brought my phone and joined the hangout because I got some restaurants are closing, and I'm really hungry. So I'm gonna figure I'm gonna hit one of these restaurants before it closes down. But I wanted to stay on the chat.
That's
Sorry
right.
about that, guys. My internet was, well, my computer was acting a little funny. It wasn't even my internet. My MacBook was acting a little funny, but I'm back now. Thank God for Brew Update. Saving lives. And I just want to thank the Ruby community. I would never talk crazy about the Rubyist ever.
And you mean?
I like Ruby.
Well, you do.
Ruby be dropping them gems. and you put that right gem together, come out with a nice looking Python, pow, and rock out with some Golang for your C lang, and you compile that clang, and you get that good thing.
So Charles, how's the OSCP going?
Oh, it's going great. I'm taking my test on the 29th of April.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You still going through labs?
Well, the 20th is my last day of labs.
Okay.
So the 20th, then I got 9 days until the exam. And with everything else going on or whatever. So what I'm doing is just like I said, the key to OSCP, what I'm finding out, is all about that enumeration. And the more you enumerate, the better off you be. I have the buffer overflow stuff down pat. So while I'm enumerating, this is my game plan for the test, and from what I've been reading from other different blogs and stuff. While you're enumerating the other machines and running your scans and everything else, I'm just gonna knock out the BOF box.
Nice.
and then come back and just look at what my MMAP scans have got, and and take a look at it from there. And of course, as you know, you can use the Metasploit as a lifeline, but that's like the last resort for one of the big.
I didn't think you could use it at all.
Yeah, you can only use it once.
Oh, okay.
That's it. Everything else you have to do manually.
I'll see you later. I got to go do some stuff.
Okay, man. Well, it was good talking with you on the chat as usual.
Hell yeah, brother.
You enjoy, brother. And again, check out Hack a Days, man. I'm gonna be putting some stuff up and hashtagging it too. So yeah.
All right. See ya.
Take
Later,
care.
man. So Charles,
Yeah.
you have how old's your daughter? About 7 months, 8 months?
8 months, man. I've been going. I've been rocking through this thing.
I was just thinking about that the other day, because I have my boy and he's 6 months old, and I don't feel like I have any time in the world. So when did you start studying for the OSCP?
Back in, well, a little bit here and there, January 13th. But
of this year?
This year, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But here's the thing. It wasn't, I wish it was like a nonstop 8 hours, but it wasn't a nonstop because in between that was, family coming to visit, events happening.
Oh, yeah.
Work getting in the way, kids waking up, and, just all that. So I've been fighting through a lot of those obstacles or whatever, man. Sometimes I was taking like 2 or 3 days off, calling in sick so I could study and stay quiet. Yeah. And it's just a fight. It's a battle. And now I'm just to the point now, like I just want to get this exam over with. And I just said, you know what? No more pushing this back. April 29, do or die. And what I'm going to do, because it's all about learning. It's all about the experience, all about learning. So these next 9 days now, I'm just going hard in the labs. I'm not leaving that 5 points on the table. I've knocked out all the exercises, got the lab report ready. So I'm not leaving none of that on the table, man.
Nice.
I'm just going to knock it out and clean house.
Do it.
So that's where I'm at with that. And then, of course, rocking out with our podcast, talking with other people, making sure others are good.
Heck yeah.
Making sure others are good. Like I said, the OSCP is just a bonus. It's one of those things where I'm just challenging myself to be better.
Yeah.
And to do better, and to once that's done, once I make it through the OSCP, I'll probably take a 2-3 week break, and then I'll start preparing for the OSCE.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna keep going, but I'm not gonna sign up for the test right away. I'm just gonna spend some time with assembly, a little bit here and there. I'm really good with assembly, and then do the challenge or whatnot. Because otherwise, if you're under pressure for that test, then it's kind of like, oh shoot,
Yeah.
And again, I'm doing it because I want to really learn and really understand things and not just pass the test. If I just really wanted to pass the test, I'd go take the CISSP. No offense to anyone that might have it or whatever. But I just think
I'm triggered. I'm gonna go cry.
I'm just saying, yeah. I'm just saying because you know what's happening now, and I was thinking about this the other day too, right? And amongst my coworkers, right? And don't get me wrong, I love my coworkers. They are some cool people to work with, and I love working with them. But in my mind, they just don't have that drive. They don't have that it. They don't have that strive to want to really be involved with the community and learn.
But I mean, I feel them on that because I mean, work just takes so fucking much out of me. I mean,
it does. No, I'm just. No, there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm just saying. I mean, to fix the problem that we were having, I was the whole weekend, like 12, 16 hours at a stretch.
That is a lot.
And after that, you think I felt like cracking a book?
No.
Think I wanted to sit back down in front of a computer and learn something else?
No, but here's the thing, Jack. Here's the difference, and here's what I'll get to. Here's the difference. All right, you'll come out to a DerbyCon or a conference in general. You'll go to a conference. Like you'll do something a little extra that you don't really have to do, and you come out, you learn some new stuff, I'm sure, and you hang out and whatnot. Well, I'm talking about the situations where there's some people that just like they don't want to, they don't really want to do that, and it's not that they can't. You see what I'm getting at, right? It's like I don't know. It's just I just think when you're doing and I had this conversation. I was at Nova Hackers. Matter of fact, I was at Nova Hackers on Monday, right? And I was having a conversation with I don't know if you guys might know InfoSec Janitor, real nice guy. No. And we was having he's usually at DerbyCon. If you get a chance to meet him, check him out, man. Real nice dude, man. Awesome guy. Me and him were just having a conversation. We were talking about there's IT security and then there's real security. What do you mean by the difference between the two? It just seemed like with IT security, and it's just a persona that it seems like it's like IT security nowadays is just becoming a title.
Yeah.
As opposed to like real, I'll just say security that's deeper in the trenches is the ones that you see like putting on these cons or traveling to these cons and just looking to make a difference, but have fun while they're doing it.
Yeah.
So that's why I say it's the difference. It's just like in my line of work with like penetration testing and anything security related, like coming to these cons and staying active with people on Twitter and even with this cast, even doing the cast, it's a way to not only just hang out with some awesome people, because I love you guys are awesome, but it's also but it's also a way to, to keep learning and learn from others. Because whether you guys realize it or not, when you guys have certain conversations and then you guys might mention a keyword or you might send a link in that I've never heard from before, I take that link, I'm like, oh, this is cool. And then I do a little bit of extra research. It's like, oh man, I didn't even know about this. And it brings me down a whole nother path.
Yeah.
But see, here's the thing. If I didn't take that time to even do that, then what, So that's why I say it's a difference. And no knock against anyone that doesn't feel like doing it, I just feel like, it's just a little extra drive, that's all.
Yeah.
Jack, you have that extra drive. And you do.
Well, I mean, how else am I supposed to keep up with you guys? No, I mean, I don't even talk to my coworkers about this stuff that I do on the side. I mean,
yeah,
they ask about it, and then of course,
yeah,
director knows about what I do, and
that's what I'm talking about.
And he's mostly just don't mention X, Y, and Z.
yeah. Which understandable. Now I respect that one because most of the guys in our community, we don't know what they do for what company. We know they do something to earn a living, but we don't know what they do for what company, which it should be that way because, I mean, it's important, it's just that confidentiality that Mark Zuckerberg never acknowledges. But anyway, that's another story.
Yeah, that was earlier tonight. Where were you at?
I was here. I was
and even going back to Zuckerberg, and then all that shit leaking out that engineers are trying to jump ship and go work at Instagram or the other sub organizations, and I'm like, why the fuck would you jump? Why not try to fix what's there?
Yeah, make it better.
Yeah, he doesn't want to do that.
No, it's not. It's not about he or it's
well. I get what you're saying. Like it's oh yeah, it's. I mean, so are they going to try to fix what's there, or they're just kind of just leaving it?
They're leaving it be because, well, quite frankly, Facebook slightly tainted.
So what do you think is going to happen? Like, is it just going to tank and then that's it? Not tank, but, you know, you think stocks are going to go down behind this?
No, I mean, it'll go down in the short term, but eventually it'll rebound after everybody forgets, or there's the new, manufactured outrage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I personally I like Facebook, and I don't have no issues with it. I mean, you pick and control what data you want out there, and I mean, I'm talking about from picture standpoint of what you post and stuff like that. But as far as like somebody getting my data and everything else, I lost control of that battle a long time ago, even before I even got to this point in my career. I mean, I'm just being realistic, and really up to the point, I don't care. Whatever you know on me, fine, whatever. It doesn't stop my happiness. It doesn't stop my grind. Hey, you want to hack into my printer and take all of the pages that I've printed? So what? I don't care. Like, go ahead. If you want to hack into a machine, and I got backups of this crap. Hey, have at it. I don't have no personal data on the computer.
You mean breaking to somebody's network and hack their Roku so a YouTube video pops up of lamb chops. This is a song that doesn't end.
Oh my God! You know what? Yes,
that's a good idea.
That is a great idea. And
I did that to somebody just for jokes because they were having date night.
Now I've done that to somebody, but I put Looking Boy on there. Yeah, Pop's Looking Boy. Everybody boy. Peppy Lay Peas, quick little boy. Tickle me Elmo, little boy. This is the song that does it in. Point them out, point them out, point them out, point them. Nice. Oh man, I'm just crazy with it. But yeah, again, I always try to find some type of angle or anything to just have fun in this industry, man. Forget all the extra stuff, man. I don't care about corporate. I don't care how I care, but to a certain extent, you know what I mean. Like
you care as long as paycheck still cash.
Yes, this is true. I can't lie about that. Paychecks allow me to do this. Paychecks keep these lights on and keeps my internet on, so I can do what I need to do. Otherwise, I'm through.
Paychecks allow you to have 64 gig of RAM.
Heavens to Betsy! Yes.
Well,
man.
Well, no, me and my my boss always reiterate. My former boss, he always reiterated this fact.
Yeah,
I've grown accustomed to certain things.
Me too. Sex is one of them.
I like food
and sex. And more of that. Yep.
Hey, so maybe this should be a topic for next week, but I had something I was thinking about.
Spill it.
We have a deficiency in skilled InfoSec employees, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why don't we see more companies reaching out for remote work?
That's a good question.
What do you mean by reaching out for remote work?
Advertising for remote job positions.
I guess a lot of companies still think that remote work basically means you don't know what the person's up to and if we're not accountable and so forth.
Well,
I mean, because it seems like to me that probably 5+ easy% of all the InfoSec jobs are still, hands-on. You're in the location.
Well, I mean, my job's remote, but it's with a huge ass caveat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's because you got those mad skills.
Well, no. The huge caveat is I can only work from one particular location.
Oh,
and I tried adding others in there.
Yeah.
But the people that lived there did not feel comfortable of having their homes inspected at any given time.
Understood.
Now, okay, so I see where you're coming from, but if you move elsewhere by yourself, you can still work from that location.
They would have to. My employer would have to agree to it.
Yeah.
Which,
But it sounds like what you're saying is you just couldn't be living with somebody else necessarily.
as long as it's within this area,
Yeah.
possibly.
Okay. So you still have a certain radius, though, that you have to stay within.
Yes.
Okay.
Sweet.
Interesting.
Yep. Interesting.
I mean, because so much of what we do, I have a 100 meg uplink here, and I could do 99.9% of what I do straight from home. And actually, I could probably do all of it. But, I think the perception is we want ass in the seat to, give a perception that people are here and work is being done. Whereas the reality is people don't need to be here and work would still get done.
Exactly. Now, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, also you have to. There's a drawback to it. I mean, like for example, if I need assistance with something, it's a whole lot easier to go, 2 cubicles over and tap somebody on the shoulder as opposed to, hey, I can see that this person's busy right now, so I'll try not to disturb them.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. This is true.
And two, I'm coming from I'm the single InfoSec person. Now there's systems and network. And obviously systems would partially still have to be on site. Network, not so much probably.
Somewhat.
But I'm the solo InfoSec person, so I don't always get that tap on the shoulder.
Well, you could tap yourself.
Oh, that's true. And there are multiple voices.
So. You can just do. That always helps.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, guys, since I've upgraded to my 64 gigs of RAM, I have this wonderful 16 gigs of RAM. For anybody that can use it, it's 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM ball sticks that I'm giving away.
Nope, I need DDR3 10600.
Okay, well, if you know somebody that needs some DDR4 RAM, I'll be happy to send it to them. No charge. I don't care about the money, man. I just want to send it out.
Because you are a light of positivity, this sounds like it would be a good Twitter or Facebook
I'm about to tweet it.
Where maybe somebody needs to do something. Most inspirational quote, whatever it is, that you think of, and the one that you like the most gets it.
Oh, yes!
See?
Look at that.
This sounds like a Charles moment.
You know what? Yeah, inspirational. I got to think of that. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I literally just have the RAM sitting here.
Ooh, sexy.
Yeah. And it's dual channel too, by the way.
Yeah. Nice.
So, and I've maxed out my board, so my board only takes 64 gigs of RAM. So
yeah,
I'm on maxed out. So I'm gonna give you more RAM ever. Not for this board, no. Not for a long time. And I'm not doing liquid cooling. I thought about doing liquid cooling, but it just takes a lot. It's just too much. Like,
yeah,
I didn't realize all the work.
Yeah, and you have to do that right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And because I've researched it, I said, man, this is too much just for a computer. I just want to turn the thing on.
How many
and
video
do my little code and everything? I have one video card with 2 outputs. So 2 HDMI outputs.
Yeah, you shouldn't have heat.
I have the no. That's a
I mean, I haven't had a
It's no
processor
point.
heat issue in probably 15 years.
Exactly, and
Like
this chip is the
old school AMDs.
yeah.
That was a long time ago.
I'm an AMD guy. My first AMD chip was an AMD Duron processor.
Yeah,
I had a K7.
Nice.
Yeah. Now this is an AMD Ryzen 5 1600X. Yeah, so that's like 6 core and 12 threads.
Woo!
So the only reason I had to buy a video card in the first place because the chip didn't have an onboard video graphics built into the chip. The Ryzen 7, I think 1800 has the built-in Vega graphics chip in it. So yeah, I wasn't gonna spend that extra money. It's just it was pricey.
Yeah.
So I was just like, well, just give me the 5, and because I already knew like FreeBSD doesn't take up a lot of resources. Only thing that would takes a lot of resources, not really, but ZFS. ZFS you need at least 1 gig or better on running to use that file system, and I like it because I'm from the Sun days or whatnot. But other than that, everything else is like I said. My desktop is Fluxbox, which is very lightweight. I have LibreOffice on here. What else I put on? And my IRC client's command line is IRSSI, and I SSH to a box to use that, so I can always keep screen running. You know,
cool.
So not a lot of resources running. I do have VirtualBox, so I have a crap ton of VMs that I still have to convert over from my MacBook and transfer it over here. I've done a couple of Windows systems because I have every version of Windows from Windows 3.1 all the way to 2016 in a VM.
Woo! A 2019 preview came out yesterday.
Oh, it did. I wonder if you could download it for beta. Can you?
I think so.
Windows 2019 beta. Wow. See, I didn't even know that. See, this is why we have the cache, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
That's why we have the cache now available in preview. Yes. And I'm going to download this thing.
You have fun with that too.
Because I want to know.
Hey, so what? I know at one point you were running or starting to look into Hashcat. What are you running that on?
Oh, I got right now I have a VM of Kali.
Yeah.
Kali 2018. That's separate from the OSCP VM because the OSCP VM is a 32-bit version of Kali, and that's custom. But I'm just like right now I'm just playing around with the basic commands and cracking passwords. I've tried a little bit during the labs as well. So I also bought this book called Hashcrack. It's like it's similar to the like the red team field manual.
Yeah.
Because I always like to support those books, and plus I like redteams.net. It's this book right here, and you guys have probably seen it. Hashcrack. There it is.
Talk again.
What's that?
There we go. Now you're on the screen.
Yeah, Hashcrack.
Very nice.
So this is just all related to a password cracking manual. So I've been looking at examples there too. Who really put me onto Hashcat, and I've seen it before, but I didn't really, I was still stuck. At the time, I was still stuck in the old John ways.
Yeah.
Evil Mong. He's Evil Mong on Twitter.
Yeah.
And he does a lot of stuff, a lot of awesome stuff with Hashcat. I think he helps work on the project too. So when I went to his talk and I watched his talk, and I was like, oh man, what am I doing with my life? I need to get my life together and start using Hashcat.
Mm-hmm.
And
once you start using GPU, it is a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And eventually, and even as time goes on, I'm not worried about it now. I'll get an insane, because here's the thing, especially when I'm doing like wireless.
Yeah.
And, you need to crack those handshakes.
Yeah.
And it would be nice to have a nice like GPU that can just do that in a few.
Yeah.
Collect the handshakes, come back home, dump them to the desktop, and crack away.
Yep. So, it is a beautiful thing.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that might be the move later on.
Yeah, I have a
You have a rig?
dual 1080s.
Oh wow!
I go against stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, up to 8 characters, I think I can brute force in under an hour. You know, pretty easily. I'm sure Jack has something a whole lot nicer than that.
He probably does. Jack be holding.
You know, some of the companies I know, and this isn't even you know ABC Corporation levels, but I know a couple companies that have 32 32 cards all going, you know, against hash crack, and just, I mean, crazy amounts,
and just going crazy on it.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking 32 GPUs, and I'm sure there's more, but one specifically here locally that I'm thinking of, man, 32, because I know what 2 can do, but man, 32. I mean, because my word list is over, I think my main word list is like 1 billion words somewhere in there. And so that's just the straight go down the list. That's every word dump I ever found. And
yeah, I was about to ask you.
Every dictionary word, you know, a couple combos in there. But man.
So it's just a long history. Like you just been like just going out and just collecting a lot of different word lists or whatnot and just merging them all into one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just for the main word list. And then, you know, usually I'll get at least 30-40%. If I can get a domain dump. I mean, at my current place, obviously I can. But if I'm doing password audits there, like whenever I get a domain dump, I can usually get 30-40% just off of word lists or that word list. And then after that, then you start going into the more fun stuff. You know, adding numbers at the end, capitalizing first letter. Everybody capitalize first letter, lowercase the rest, and then, you know, number sequence at the end type of stuff. But yeah, it gets to be fun.
Yeah, that is huge. Man, it's just so much stuff out there. It's just like it's fun keeping up, man.
Yeah. And see, that was the thing. Probably 2 years ago, you know, I was still using John, just for doing small stuff, and then I started getting more, you know, reading up on Hashcat and everything, and started getting more into it. And I tell you what, there's no looking back. I mean, there's not hardly anything you cannot crack. And you know, whenever we're talking about cracking, it's not really cracking. It is taking one thing, coming up with the hash, comparing it. If they match, boom, now we know what it is.
Right.
So if anybody listen to this, you know, it is cracking from the technical perspective, but that's all it is. It's comparing 2 hashes. You know one word, you don't know the other. Once the hashes match, now you know what the hidden word was or the hidden phrase. So
or like a birthday attack where it could possibly work, and you know.
Oh yeah. Birthday, spring 2019, which is still freaking cold here. And winter has not left and is a pain in the butt.
Who are you telling? Northern Virginia? Forget about it.
What? I'm just happy that tomorrow's gonna be 78. So
you know what, Jack? That is just wrong. That is just wrong and brutal.
How's that wrong and brutal?
I'm gonna come down there and smack you with an icicle.
Because you know why? Because I'm jealous. I'm rightfully jealous.
What? It's gonna warm up for you guys this weekend as well. So I mean,
it's been not too bad today. The other day it was like 30-something degrees, but today it's been like 65 in Louisville area, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I'm happy that tomorrow is going to be 78. So,
well, you know what? I'm just going to shut my mouth and eat a peanut butter jelly sandwich. It is going to be 76 degrees tomorrow. What's this on Friday? 81 degrees. 82 on Saturday.
See?
Wow.
See, aren't you happy as well?
You know what? I'm eating me peanut butter jelly sandwich tomorrow. Peanut butter jelly. Yep.
Peanut butter jelly time.
Yep. Peanut butter jelly time.
Way back.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna rock. Oh man, I'm gonna rock my Legend of Zelda old school T-shirt. Yeah, I got it all planned out. It's all yeah. I'm gonna rock out tomorrow. People gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, where'd you get that?" I'll be like, "I got it from someplace cool."
And it's a shame. And it's a shame that my girlfriend's gonna be sick this weekend because otherwise, you know.
That sucks to be sick on like a nice day. Dang, looks like you're gonna have to stay in and keep her company.
All right, guys. I'm gonna take off for the night. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right.
Night.
I'm gonna shut down the stream shortly. I'm almost back home with my food. I just got stuck in Wendy's for like 20 minutes because everybody decided they wanted to go get food just as it's closing.
Hold on, Adrian.
It sounded like I said Hulk Hogan.
What? Wait a minute. Where you're coming from? Wendy's?
Yes.
Oh, did we run today?
I walked 2 miles.
You did?
To Wendy's.
No, I wasn't 2 miles to Wendy's. I went to a local community park and walked for like 2 miles.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Did you go to my favorite park?
Not the one in the mushroom. Hold on a second. I'm off.
Don't spill the chili.
What was it? The park where you pull your vehicle in backwards?
No.
I didn't catch all that. I turned off my engine, and then my Bluetooth set went down. So I don't know what y'all laughing at.
No. Did you go to the park that's near the Walmart that has the lake?
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, I love that park.
Why do you love that particular park? It's not a bad park, but why do you love it? Because that's what makes me nervous.
I'll say it off stream.
All right. Well, I'm gonna walk I'll walk inside, and then I'll shut down the stream, and then you can tell us.
I swear, like you getting out the car sounds like an episode of Cops when they're like, "We got such a foot."
He jumped the fence. No, he didn't. He ran around it.
Bad boys.
Tonight on Live PD.
Irongeek gets Wendy's.
All right, let me cool this. Shit. Loop back. It's not dying. I'm restarting my phone. All right, everybody. You'll have a good night. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna keep the cat. I'm gonna keep the stream. Sorry, I'm going to keep the hangout going, but stop the broadcast. Okay. So catch y'all next week, and we'll continue the conversation about why that's your favorite park. Talk to you later.